There's already 5 people ready and waiting. What's going on there? We're going to go up in the world. Hang on. Bear with me, people. It's a bit early. Maybe that's going to work. Hang on. Maybe. How's that? Talk to me. That'll do, won't it? That's better. Right, let's get the old laptop fired up. Oh, it's been a hell of a week. It really has. But there is some good news. We got a parcel. We did. I believe, I have a hunch it's from Simon Roll, but we'll have to find out. This has come all the way from the UK. But I'm not going to open it in this video. I'm just going to say thanks to Simon once he pops up. There'll be a separate mail call video because I've got a few other things to open as well. Now then, let's just get some Tinternet fired up on this old beast. Oh, don't want that. Nope, don't want that. Come on. Are we connected? We are. We're connected. That's fantastic. So, tell me, 24 people already. I was so nearly late this morning. And I'll tell you why in a minute. It was a fun reason. Almost there. Almost there. We'll turn Mr. Volume down. Oh, we are. That's good. Okay. Don't need adverts. Definitely don't need that advert. Right. Who have we got? Jim K. First one in the workshop. Good man, Jim. Andy, been waiting a week, all week. Man, I have had one hell of a busy week. Hey, we're not level there. Hang on. Bear with me. What's going on with my old tripod, but there, that's better, isn't it? How's that? Oh, hang on. We've got somebody at the door. Bear with me. That was like the light is not possible. Right. Look at this. We have, wait for it, wait for it. We have coffee. It's fantastic. Oh, it's so good. Right. So, yes, really busy week. What was going on? Monday, top end rebuild on an ROV. So new cylinder head, new cylinder, new piston rings, all that kind of stuff. Single cylinder, 4-stroke. Wasn't too bad. There was a bit of work to do to get panels and the rear tray off and stuff before I really sort of started on the engine. All up, if I'm being honest, and I was taking phone calls as well, probably took me 8 hours. But I was at least 2 of that was on the phone, not actually working on the job. So realistically, probably about 6 hours. And the good news is it fixed the problem. So that's that one gone back now to the surf clubs and I can forget all about it. They're very, very happy. And I didn't charge them a bean for doing it. How's that? So some of you may be questioning why on earth Andy has done a thumbnail with these. Well, clearly they're not my size. They're way too small. I mean, there's no way I'm going to get my feet into that, is it? To be fair. No. Guess who turned up yesterday? I'll give you a couple of minutes to guess. And obviously, maybe you can go by the foot size. So obviously, probably, well, no, I won't say obviously, but most likely a Tool Girl. So have a guess who rocked into the shop yesterday. And if you've been watching Instagram or my Facebook account, clearly you've got a heads up. Oh my word. I think we need to do some more comments before it all runs away. Off-Road Fan. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Off-Road Fan. Hope you're all good, matey. Drew Dastardly. Good to see you, Andy. Thank you very much, Drew. Alan Cook. Hiya. Hiya, Alan. Drew Dastardly. Morning. 9:30 p.m. in Blighty. Well, I wish actually it was 9:30 p.m. last night because I could now go to bed. Ken Pickerel. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Ken. And we've got Walter Joncas. John Cass. Is that spelled? Is that pronounced correctly, John Cass or Joan Cass? Maybe John. I don't know. Greeting. Been warm here in central New York State. It's actually pretty chilly down here, and I'm heading to the South Island on Monday, and it's a lot colder down there. Mark Thompson. Greetings from Denver. Great to see you. Cheers, cheers, Mark. Appreciate that. Jim K. What was the flat rate on the ROV build? Well, I think about 6 hours is what you would normally charge out as what we call a book time in the UK. But I mean, it depends on the dealership, you see. Some dealerships will charge whatever time it takes to do the work, which is most common. And then you may get the odd dealership would charge book time. But to be honest, it's pretty much whatever's the most. If the book time is greater than the actual time taken, they'll still charge book time. Some dealers will. And I'm saying, you know, in general across the automotive industry here in New Zealand, not specifically to the manufacturer that I work for. Simon is in the house. Good morning, Simon. Good to have you on board, matey. Whatever it is, I bet it looked dodgy in the past. Okay. I'll come back to you in a minute, Simon. Hang on. Alan Cook, Lilli. No, it wasn't. It's not Tool Girl Lilli. She's on the cards. We're going to try and get her back. Logistics is the biggest problem now, with the workshop being about 3 hours away from Auckland. But we are sort of working it out. We're getting into a bit of a routine now. George, good morning, Andy. Good morning, George. Good to have you in the workshop, sir. South Main Auto Repair, Andy. It's Eric. Erico. Good morning, Eric. Finally, we've got him on one of the live streams. Hope you're all good, mate. I've been messaging you, and I didn't get a reply. But I know you're a real busy chap. Your workshop looks fantastic. Love the new hoists. If you've got a spare one, send one over here, and I'll actually raise the roof of the workshop just to get your hoist in. But no, Eric, good to have you, mate. Thank you very much. Now then, what else have we got? Simon Roll, Jade. No, it's not Tool Girl Jade either. Keep trying, chaps. Jim Haynes, back with you guys. No races until next week after last Saturday. What happened last Saturday? Tell me. I forget. My memory is terrible these days. Mark Tomon, please send me some of that cool here. Cool. Yes, from the South Island. I'll put it in a cardboard box and I'll flick it out to you. Send me your address. Alan Cook, Holly. It is Holly spelt totally wrongly. That's the holly you put on holly in the ivy stuff. It's Holley, as in the carburetor, is why she chose it. And yes, Eric's going to go mental now. These do belong to Tool Girl Holly. And how can I put this? I was up with Holly till midnight last night. We came down from Auckland in the afternoon, and we did a video. No, not one of those kind of videos, gentlemen. Clear your minds. It was a head-to-head Meccano build. Now, I'm not going to give you any surprises. It's in the can, so there were 3 cameras running, and well, it took us 5 hours, and they were for 10-year-olds. That's not good, is it? But in my defense, I did have to clean one of the cameras off the memory card because it filled up. So yeah, it was a long night, and poor old Holly was very, very tired, but she saw it through. She got to the end. She was a real trooper. Very, very impressed. And then, as Eric will no doubt know, I then spent 2 hours after that emptying all the stuff off the phones so we're ready to film this morning. And we're going to be giving Tool Girl Holly a call a bit later on to find out why she's not here for the live stream. But to be fair, well, she got into bed just after 12, and I didn't get into bed till just after 2. So, and here I am. Anyway, she did work really hard, and I'm not complaining at all. And I said to her, go and have a lie in. It's all good. I'll just give you a call, and I'm sure the viewers would love to have a chat with you. Oh my word. What's going on? It's because Eric's in the house. Everybody's sending through comments. Simon Roll, hi Eric. Absolutely. Well justified. Aaron, hello from North Carolina in the States. I love your channel. Thank you very much, Aaron. I do appreciate that. Eric, I do have a spare hoist, 1 year old and for sale. It's 14 foot tall though. 14 foot. I've got about 7 foot. I'd have to double the height of the workshop. Either that or have some special doors that open in the roof to allow the car to go through. That would be fantastic. Thunderbird. Was it Thunderbird 2 that did that? For launch? I can't remember now. That'd be pretty cool. I'm sure the neighbours, if I could play the Thunderbird tune as it does it, and all the neighbours would no doubt complain, that would be great. But appreciate the offer, Eric. Probably going to kill it on the freight, to be fair. It's a long way. But listen, next time I'm in the US, which probably won't be for a while now, considering what's going on, I'll pop in and take a look if you've still got it. How's that? But I'll definitely pop in regardless. I really need to catch up face to face. I'm pretty sure we've got there's a bottle of whiskey somewhere that we need to work our way through. Jay, you have some big names on the live stream. I do. I don't know what's going on. In fact, I do know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Those guys saw these. They did. And they thought, oh, it's not just boring old Andy chatting away. One of the tool girls is going to pop up and do a live stream. Well, possibly. I can't guarantee it. We'll give Holly a call. Maybe not just yet. We'll leave it till about 9:30 and we'll give her a call. She's staying in a hotel just down the road. Only like literally 50 yards down the road. So it wouldn't take her long to get here if she can get ready in time. Right, where are we? Kill Switch. Hi, Andy and Eric. Oh, it's great to have you on board, Eric, actually. I'm really, really impressed that you're in the live stream. Thank you very much. Jim Haynes, sprint car racing. Oh, that's right. Yes. And there was a big accident somewhere, wasn't there? A really big accident. So I put the whole thing into question. I remember that. Simply Diagnostics. Yo, Andy, everyone. Morning. Good to have you on board, matey. Eric, Steve. Eric, you're awesome. Simply Dave. Right, it's a private chat going on here, guys. Okay. I miss Eric. I miss you, Steve. I miss everybody, to be honest. It's very lonely here in New Zealand. It really is. Middle of nowhere. You're most awesome. Simon, yo, Steve, South Main Auto, Eric. Laughing his head off. Only you guys can read the message. I need to go through all that stuff. Drew Dastardly. I've got to read this first. I can say this. He says, holy shit. How does your wife let you get away with Meccano bills with Tool Girls? Divorce material right there. I'll put you into a little secret. She's extremely tolerant as a business mechanic, but she does have her limits. And she's very close to those right now, honestly. I'm going to show that. That's okay. We can go with that. Simply Diagnostics. Hey, Simon, Eric, I'm coming the moment the travel ban is lifted. That would be great. That would be pretty cool. Maybe I should put my name down for that as well. Eric, looking forward to it. Steve. Brandon Mamazaghuit. Good morning, Andy and Eric. Oh, from Maine. Simon Roll. Oh, we've got to go back to Simon. Hang on. There's so many comments. Right. Well, pending tragic light system. Well, what the hell? What was Simon's previous comment? I don't know. Where was it? It's miles back. Oh, it's hi, Eric. So, Simon, what are you on about? Anyway, Simon, now that you're in the house, and I did message Simon in advance to let him know, Simon sent me a parcel, and it's finally arrived, because international freight at the moment is ridiculously slow. As well, I don't know if you guys in the US are getting the same problem, but here in New Zealand, we can be waiting now up to 10 weeks for parts. Pretty much everything is coming via sea freight. And the sea freight capacity has been exceeded. So, consignments keep getting bumped to the next ship. There's, in fact, I saw my first plane in the sky yesterday. So there's very, very few planes about, honestly. AP, greetings from North Carolina. Good morning, AP. James Webber, I emailed you about my TPS, Yamaha 1300 V-Star. Yes, you did. I bought a new one and we'll let you know if it cures the hesitation. I should get it next week. Well, that's not bad. You've got that pretty quickly, actually. And that will no doubt be out of Japan. So that's a pretty good turnaround for parts. So you guys are not doing too badly at the moment on that side of it. But yeah, please keep me informed. And if it doesn't fix the problem, then we'll go through some more diagnostic with it. Absolutely. It's the boots. It sure is. Jim, clickbait. Well, I don't know about that, because whatever appears in the thumbnail, as long as it appears in the video, it's not classed as clickbait. So just to be sure, here you go, one more look. They're definitely in the live stream. So how's that? By the pure definition of clickbait, they're not. It's not clickbait. AP, you tricked us. I came because I thought a Tool Girl was going to show. Possibly. There is a chance. I did say to Holly, if you can get here for the back end of the live stream, then please make it down. Right. Okay. John Dyer. Hi, Andy, Erico, and Holly. Well, I'll pass your thoughts on. Holly is still fast asleep in bed at the moment, but fingers crossed. And these live streams go on for a couple of hours usually. Fingers crossed she's going to make it down. It'd be nice to get her in for the last quarter of an hour or so at least. We'll have to see. She might even get here before then. I don't know. Simply Diagnostics. Sorry, Andy. Yeah, you're a funny guy. Simon, I'll be impressed if it's not damaged. Yes, well, Simon, we're not, I'm telling you now, we're not going to open it in the live stream, because live streams tend to disappear off, the video list pretty quickly. We don't, we get a flurry of views at the start, and then for a couple of days it starts to die off, and then after that you get 1 or 2 views, every couple of days. It's pretty minor, to be honest. I do enjoy doing the live streams, don't get me wrong, and I don't do it for the views, but I think the parcel justifies basically doing a mail call video, which will get a lot more views over time. So just bear with me. And of course, Holly will be here for that. So she's going to open your parcel for you. Be pretty cool. Right, where are we now? James Webber. They had one in stock in Toronto. Oh, that was very fortunate. Good man. Simply Diagnostics. Andy, that's a great idea. That would be cool if we all met up for an event in the USA. I might actually be doing some training in Australia in the future. Not much further to come to visit you. That would be fantastic. You've got to come down to the workshop. I must say, I'm not a fan of Australia at all. I really feel quite threatened by the number of animals and insects and bugs and other stuff that really is trying to kill me all the time when I'm in Australia. That's obviously a psychological thing. It's not actually physically surrounded by, death-defying animals. But yeah, I'm not over keen. And the traffic's bad, and everybody seems to be in a rush compared to in New Zealand. Here it's nice and calm, and apart from in Auckland, but everywhere else it's all pretty laid back. Drew Dastardly, she's in bed with her. There's an underlying tone to that. You did well to get that through on the through YouTube. Anyway, I get what you're saying, Drew. I'm not going to read it out though. Kill Switch. If Holly doesn't wear them high heels, you will have to. There's no way these are going to fit. I'm a bloke. I don't wear this kind of stuff. And to be fair, I'd have to change all the camera angles because I'd be way too high. Anyway, all good fun, isn't it? Alan Cook just got nitro engine running after it seized. Holy shit. Kill Switch, try. No way, mate. No way. James Webber, I got bit by something yesterday, a bug of some sort in Ontario. Left a 2-inch welt. Holy moly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's some evil stuff out there. Anyway, talking about sort of injuries and stuff, and you'll have a laugh. On that Monday that I was doing the ROV top-end rebuild, I actually noticed that one of the plugs on the loom was damaged. It was for the coolant temp sensor, and it wasn't quite clicking onto the sensor itself properly and holding position. So no worries, I've got a spare loom kicking around off another one. I'll extract the little plastic fitting, and I'll de-pin it and put it on the vehicle's loom. So while I was de-pinning it, rookie mistake, stabbed myself in the hand with a flat screwdriver. I'm not sure you can see it now. It's starting to heal up, but it's just, there you are, look. It's just there. And it went about, I could definitely feel it went right in. It didn't come out the other side, fortunately. But yeah, I actually physically had to pull the screwdriver back out of my hand. It was that far stuck in. And then, of course, all the blood and stuff started pouring out and things. And I've been getting some weird sort of ghost pains around this area now. So I think maybe I've caught a nerve, but it's working all right, Just adds to all the other scars. Nowhere near as bad as what Eric did to his finger. It was about a year ago, wasn't it? It was pretty nasty. So, where are we? Pat, Australia's where the wildlife tries to kill you. It is, exactly. Simon, Andy in it. No, hey, come on. Andy in heels. Remember the fast show? Suit you, sir. Kill switch, lols. Ouch. Yes. So, Eric, are you still around? Tell me what you've been up to. You keep cranking out the videos and you put me to shame. But to say that, it would be fantastic to have my own retail shop and have all these wonderful case studies come in and be able to just fire up the camera and do a video on it. And maybe one day that's going to happen. But at the moment, for me, as you all know, I'm away on the road during the week, all over New Zealand, heading down to Wellington on Monday, into the South Island Tuesday, down there for 12 days. I've got a hell of a lot of visits to do, about 3,500 kilometers to drive again at the moment. Things might change, and then head home, be home for the Friday night, which I think is it the 12th? I don't know, hang on, let's get my phone. It's a week on Friday, so anyway, week on Friday I get back, and then I've got Saturday, Sunday to fix 2 more ROVs. Again, the wrong brand for videos, unfortunately, so that's going to slow things down even more, but I am getting there. I am. I've got these 2 more to do, and then I've got, I think, another 4 to do after that, and then they're all done for this round of servicing. Pretty hard work, given the fact that I have a full-time job as well. So yeah, Eric, what are you up to? You still there? Tell me what you've been doing. What was you released? What was the last video you put in the can? Just give everybody a bit of a, not a spoiler alert, but you can market the video, because I'm sure you've got lots of fans already on the live stream. We've got 50 people on now, which is brilliant. Right, hang on. Is that the DR200 behind you? I had one. Great bike. The Enduro SE model. It is, there you go, look, you have a good view. It is an ex-farm bike. I bought a batch of them from a particular organisation here in New Zealand. I won't say who. And this one, we have actually had it running a while ago, and I did a video using one of those vacuum brake bleeders with Holly, in fact, on this particular bike. The plan is to get it back up and running, go through the bike today with Holly, work out what needs to be done, make a list of things to fix. I don't think Holly's going to get too much fixing done on it today. We'll have to wait and see, because I've got to get her back to Auckland tonight because she's at work in the morning. But maybe, just maybe, we've got a mail call video to do. What else have we got to do? We've got a photo shoot to do for next year's calendar, and obviously some thumbnail stuff as well. So we'll have to just wait and see how much on the tool stuff we can get done today. I'm really against the clock, but I'm pretty organised, so hopefully we can really knock out some videos today. And the plan is that we'll get that bike up and running for Holly, and Lily has got the other one. Lily's bike is more the road bike spec. This is the true farm bike that's got the rack. I've got a rack for the rear as well. It's got the rack on the front, and it's got dual stands, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to try and get this one, in a usable condition. It won't be mint. We'll just make it mechanically sound. And then Lily and Holly are going to take them to Woodhill Forest up in Auckland and have a blast around there. And we'll kit them out with some GoPros. They sure as hell won't be wearing these on the bikes. That's definitely a no-no, unfortunately. But we'll kit them out with some gear, some decent boots and stuff, and some helmets, and we'll see how they go on. Be a laugh, won't it? Now then, Drew, my bro got a deer tick bite in the USA. Turned out he had, I've heard of this, Lyme's disease. Spent weeks in his hotel room with curtains drawn. $2,000 ER bill. He skipped. He skipped. Shit. Jim, I'm servicing 2 700 ROVs today myself, an 08 and a 16. Man, you never stop, Jim. You're like me, you're always working. Simon, I do hope you're recording the ROV work for when you retire. Some of it I am. I have actually done a top-end rebuild already to camera, and it's actually already on the channel on that particular model. I did it before I started employment with my current employer. So there was no point in doing it all over again. And to be fair, I was against the clock, and if I'd filmed it, it would have taken probably 10, 12 hours to complete the job. And I didn't have that time. I had to be up early in the morning and get back up to Auckland to get them delivered. So unfortunately, that one did miss the boat. But I have been making videos on that brand, covering various diagnostics and repairs and stuff, as you always would. And they are edited up, and they're even on the channel, but they're not visible to the public yet. They are for the future. So at some point, I don't know when, they will get released, probably one at a time, and all of a sudden you'll see a much younger Andy again. It could be 10 years down the line, I don't know, but you know, when you get these case studies come in, you've got to film them, because once they're fixed and gone, you may never see it again. So you've got to capture it. So Simon, you're absolutely right. It's got to be done. Clyde, good evening, sir. Good evening, Clyde. Good to have you on board, sir. Matterwicks, DR are great bikes. They're bulletproof. They are. You get the old DR 650s. They've been pretty much the same for, what, forever. They're cheap, reliable, easy to fix. Good bikes for in the middle of nowhere, you know, if you've just got a minimum toolkit. So if you're off on your own somewhere, you know, doing a long trip, then they're actually pretty reliable. And if they do break down for whatever reason, then you can fix it nice and easy. My brother hired one years ago when he came over to New Zealand, and it died. We were riding up to the top of the North Island to Kaitaia. We're doing some gravel roads, and it seemed to lose power and stop. And we had a quick look over it, and sure enough, it was fuel starvation. So I just undid the float bowl drain and checked the flow rate, and it was pretty crap. So took the fuel pipe off to the carb, and on the little DR 650s, they've got like a little gauze filter down the inside of the where the pipe goes on, basically. So I just flick that out, get rid of that, because there's still a fuel filter in the tank anyway. Just binned it because it was so full of crap. Put the pipe back on, flushed it through on the carb, off we went, never a bother after that. So that was a nice quick fix at the side of the road. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Easy to fix. Logical. Matterwicks. I had the road bike spec DR with electric start. The DR 200SE. That's what Tool Girl Lilli's got. Hers is electric start. I think this one is as well, actually. The only real difference is the fuel tank, a few panels, and the racks and the headlight and stuff. That's the only difference really between the bikes. Electrically wise, they're all the same. Mechanically, they're all the same. Or the ones that we have here are anyway. Simon Matterwicks, I have a DR 350. The only thing that lets them down is the carb. The early TM33 carb was far better. You have to stick one of those on, won't you? Simon, Mondo Enduro used the DR, went round the world on them. Wow, I'd love to ride around the world. That is one of my bucket list things to do, to be honest. Is it too early to call Tool Girl Lilli? It is. Okay, it's time for another cigarette. I think Eric's gone to bed. I think he's popped in, made his presence, which was very, very nice. Really good. I'm surprised Keith's not here, actually. I'm pretty sure Keith might turn up later on. There we go. Drew Dassley, my favourite bike was the boring 4-stroke Honda. It's not boring. CG125. They are a brilliant little bike. I tried a 2-stroke Yamaha RX100, but it was night and day. UK law banned me when I lost my job. Oh, okay. So you were riding the bike under an employment kind of license, were you? That's a shame. But no, the old CG125 is bulletproof little commuter bike, and they just sniff petrol. Really good little machine. But saying that, I do like my 2-strokes as well. Just have both. Why choose? Drew, I gave up on bikes after it was so obvious the establishment hate bikers. Yeah, but that's part of the fun of riding them. Just, you know, looking at all the people in tin boxes around, and you're flicking through the traffic, and you know, you can play around. I mean, I have a super motard, the KTM, and that is wicked fun in the city. But it does tend to upset the police a little bit. I've had when I was younger in the UK, I had quite a few police chases on that bike, and my old TDR 250 actually as well, especially the TDR 250 because I was at college, and that was the one that I remember a police chase going through Nottingham. That was a long chase. They didn't get me. I made it away, and they didn't get my plate either. But it was the adrenaline rush was phenomenal. Shouldn't be saying that. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it was a fun thing. Anyway, and no, I didn't rob a bank. I don't know why. I was going down the M1 from Shepshed into Nottingham, and I was tapped out on the bike. I had Mrs. Mechanic on the back. That's how long I've been with her. And we were tapped out at 105 miles an hour. Those bikes don't go any faster than that because of the gearing. And yeah, a policeman thought that was a bad thing and wanted to pull me up. So at the first junction, he was sort of flagging me off to go off the exit. He was really close behind me. And I made it out that I indicated and stuff, and made it out that I was going to go off the exit. And the absolute last minute, I peeled back onto the M1 and nailed it back down to the next exit. And he'd already committed himself in the car. He had to go off, and there wasn't an on-ramp to get back on, so he was stumped. It gave me a few minutes to get ahead, and then they caught up with me again going down the dual carriageway into Nottingham. Was it Nottingham? No, it was Leicester. It wasn't Nottingham, it was Leicester, sorry. Going into Leicester with Mrs. Mechanic on the back to take her back to her house, and they caught up with me, and then I came across this big roundabout, and there was a big Arctic truck going around the roundabout, so I actually hid between the truck and I was behind the truck. That's right. So I was in the outside lane. As the police car got to the roundabout, he couldn't see me. I just followed the truck and went wherever the truck went. We ended up in a petrol station, and the police car shot past, and then I went back the other way, and they didn't catch me. It was great. Look, where are we now? Oh my word! There's so much stuff going on. Simon, mine's got the TM33 on it. I thought it might do, Simon. You're way cleverer than leaving the old carb on there. The nitro engine had rust in it, and I used ultrasonic cleaner. I haven't got one of those. That's definitely on my wish list as one of those things. They're really good. Simply Diagnostics. It's only 5 p.m. there. He'll still be working. Oh, he will. Sorry, Eric. But what a great chap to put down the tools, and he may even be making a video right now to drop on an Andy Mechanic live stream. Very impressed, and it's good to hear that Eric's all good, because I've been a bit worried, Eric. I have, to be honest. Now then, where are we? Brocknex. Is that correctly pronounced? Brocknex. Cheers from the middle of nowhere, Alaska, brother. Alaska. I bet it's a bit chilly up there at the moment. Bloody hell. I've never been to Alaska. I'd love to go. And again, on my bucket list, when I get to that side of the world, definitely going to head up that way. Brocknex. My son has a DRZ 400 SM. He loves it. They are wicked bikes. I've worked on a few of those. The only thing to be careful of that I've come across here in New Zealand, at least, is prolonged long distance riding at sort of 100 k's an hour, 60 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour. If you keep it on the stop, then you can knock out the big end on the mains on them. They don't like that prolonged kind of riding. So every now and again, you've got to button off, let everything oil up, and then carry on again. Just ease off for a few seconds before you go again. Otherwise, you might have an engine rebuild to do. It's been quite a common problem over here. Drew, my peers had a GSXi 1100, a Z900, and a Z1000. Wow, they're cool bikes. I remember years and years ago, I'd have been about 18. No, I was 16. And I didn't have a license for it, I bought an old Kawasaki Z400. And when I got it, it had a great big old, granddad kind of fairing. It was a Rickman fairing at the front, big white fairing. It was a red fuel tank, big white fairing with one of those massive great screens on it and panniers. It was almost like I think it was more of a commuting bike, to be fair, so the guy wasn't going to get wet when he was going to work. Anyway, I ripped all that off, stripped the bike down to nothing, rebuilt it from the ground up, sprayed the frame, sprayed the tanks, painted it gloss black, looked real nice. Took it out for a ride with my now brother-in-law, Danny, and we were going around York Ring Road, and it was pouring down a rain. I was overtaking two big trucks, and the back tyre blew out as I was just getting past the first truck. And unfortunately, the truck driver saw what was happening. The bike's wiggling around on the road. Wasn't good, actually. We were doing about 70 mile an hour at the time, and he backed off, made me a gap, and I had to ride in front of the truck to get into the hard shoulder. And unfortunately, we overshot the hard shoulder, and we ended up in the gutter that was full of rainwater. So it was like a log flume when we got in there. It was poof, all this water came over. We were drenched, but my feet were down. I managed to keep the bike upright, and we survived. The problem was I had to ring my dad to come and pick us up, and I didn't have a license for the bike, and he was very, very upset. So fortunately, he sent my Uncle Ted, rest his soul, Godfather. He came to rescue us, but Dad wasn't a happy chap. So make sure you've got a license when you ride motorcycles on the road, because I could have got stopped by a cop. Oh my! Hey, South Main Auto Repair has just posted a video, 5th generation something or other, wheel alignment, I think it was. It's just popped off the screen. So you can go and watch that if you like. Looks pretty cool. Now then, where are we? I'm going to try and get down here. Jim K, hard to outrun the radio. Yes, it is very hard. I was extremely lucky. And I've only ever once been stopped by the cops for doing silly things. I was on a Yamaha Tenere, Super Tenere 750. And they clocked me at, well, I was flat out pretty much. I come off a roundabout going through a village. It was a 30 mile an hour zone. And they clocked me at 95. Went to court. Pleaded that I was a poor student, promised I'd never ride a motorcycle again in my entire life, and got a fine. I only got a fine. That's 3 times the speed limit. I should have lost my license at 2 times the speed limit, and they let me off with just a fine, £120 fine, I think it was. Gift of the gab, I reckon. I even wore a suit, which is very strange. Don't wear suits. Brocknex, lucky here in Alaska, we're not worried about other drivers, just have to worry about the bear or moose jumping in the road in front of you. I did have a deer in the UK jump out in front of my my pickup truck, and his rear hoof clipped the front bumper and put a dent in the bumper. Fortunately, it didn't, we didn't crash. I don't think I even braked, to be honest. I should have done, obviously, but it was dark. It was at night when it happened, so I didn't have a lot of time to react. Kill switch. The Rozzers didn't get you because you slipped off the motorway and at the roundabout took the turn to the 3rd exit, signpost New Zealand. Absolutely correct. You've got it. Glad you got away from the coppers. Well, me too, actually. I was young and stupid, but yeah, it could have ended really badly. I'm sure they could have taken the bike off me, and it was a nice bike. Aplon 214. Cheers from Alaska ×2. Good man. Alan Cook, is Holly coming on the live stream? I don't know. She's in bed at the moment. She's only about 50, 60 yards away in a little hotel we have here. She is. I did ask her to come down for the live stream, but she was really tired. We were doing a video last night on a head-to-head Meccano car build. It was for 10-year-old plus, so I thought, hey, we should be able to crack this out pretty quick. It said 1 to 3 hours. Took us 5. Took us 5 hours to do. We were having far too much fun. We had the Top Gear questions firing up. We had plenty of drinks, going down. So it was fun though, but it was a lot of filming. We had 3 cameras running. So that's 15 hours of footage I've got to go through to put the video together. It's not going to happen for a while, unfortunately. But we are going to give Tool Girl Holly a call and see if she's going to make it to the live stream. It'd be great. I'm going to hang on, I think, with the live stream until she gets here. That'd be great. Incidentally, how do you feel about transgender tool girls? Mechanically, I'm very proficient and love being a girl. I want to go full time. It's a different world we live in now. It's not 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. You are what you are. I have no preference. Do what makes you happy. That's all that matters. And don't worry about what anybody else thinks about you. Hopefully that's answered your question. Drew, hi, you are describing my uncle's CB550 with fairing and everything. He sold it for £100. I was pissed off he didn't sell it to me. I'd be pissed off. £100? Man, you can have some fun with that. I bought a CM200 twin when I was 16, 17, for £80. It was in somebody's garden. It had a rose bush growing through it. I got it all fixed up, and that was my daily commute for about 4 years. Awesome little bike. I had a lot of fun on that bike. I put knobblies on and took it green laning. And anyone that knows it or doesn't know a CM200 twin, it's like a little tiny custom bike. But didn't handle too well with knobblies on, but it did really well off-road. It's good fun. I geared it right down. It's cool. Kill switch. Young and stupid. Only stupid if you get caught. Correct. Alan Cook. It was Lego. We did do a Lego build, and last night we did a Meccano build. Hang on, I'll get the box. Hang on. So, obviously we had to build the same. And it took me a while to find a store that had 2 the same because there's not a lot of stock coming into New Zealand at the moment, and that's what we built. Bloody cool. And it says it's for 10-year-old plus. Well, that's a lot of rubbish. I was struggling. And on the back it says, somewhere it says, I think it's in the actual, oh, there we are, look. On the side it says something like 1 to 3 hours. Well, 5 hours, Meccano, it took me. And to be fair, I was very surprised that the kit wasn't like the old kits. I'm showing my age now. The old Meccano kits were all metal. Everything was metal. Most of that is plastic. Plastic Meccano. What's going on? I was perturbed. That's the word. Simply Diagnostics. When I drove to Eric's, I was terrified of the deer. They were everywhere. I nearly died when I came off the intersection outside of Avoca, and not thinking, drove down the road on the wrong side. You numpty. What are you like? Simon, 2 coppers. I have always had problems with PC Smart and PC Pelvis. 20 years later, I still remember their first names. Good man. Al Elish, I'm late, but I'm here. Good man. I nearly, honestly, I didn't get to bed till about 2:15 this morning. It took me ages to offload all the footage off the 3 cameras that I was using. We even had to clear one of the cameras off midway through the video. There was so much footage going on. But yes, I've not had a lot of sleep, unfortunately. But I did manage to shave. When was it? Saturday? I think it was Saturday morning I had a quick shave. Can't remember. No, Friday morning. Up in Kaitaia. I had a shave. That's when I shaved last. And it's quite nice to get rid of all that growth and, food and little insects and stuff that were living in there. It's quite refreshing. Bob Burnham. Andy, hello from I'm sure you guys make these names up. Mrs. Agua. I don't know. Ontario, Canada. Bob from Canada. Good man. Good to have you on board, sir. You just made me very happy, so I do appreciate you picking up my comments. You're crazy, awesome. Comments will get you everywhere, especially good ones. This message health review. Let me read this one. This is interesting. My God, that's all right. We can show that. Right, Drew Dastardly, my granddad made me lots of old school red and green Meccano parts. He was an engineer stroke toolmaker. Very clever people they are. Okay, that's why. I didn't see that one. He was a pain in the ass, though, because he did them in all imperial, knowing full well yellow Meccano was metric. Oh, I can't show that because you've put a word in there that can't go in the comments. Sorry. Right. Alan Cook, should all be steel. It should. Meccano is steel, isn't it? But, not enough kids these days do that kind of stuff, and it teaches them all basic engineering skills and, how to build something strong and reinforced, with minimum materials. Getting all the angles right and stuff. And for me, I spent half my life as a kid building Lego and Meccano models. It was great fun, and it definitely has helped, when I'm building trailers and stuff. It gives you an idea of what's possible, what's going to work for that particular application. Jim K, what's the status on John the Barber? John the Barber, don't get me started. Well, you have now. Hang on a minute. John the Barber was supposed to come down last Sunday. And we were going to have a Tool Girl organised as well. I think Holly was actually going to come down last Sunday, but she couldn't. She was really busy at work. She went to work the weekend. So it all fell apart. So I actually said to John, hey, can we reschedule? And I don't think he was going to come anyway, to be honest, because we'd had no communication for a couple of days. So I didn't feel too bad. I said, can you come next weekend? Because Holly's definitely going to come down this weekend, where we are now. And he says, I can't. I'm busy. I'm away that weekend. So we've scheduled 3 weeks away from now. And hopefully he's going to turn up because it's getting really long. It's ridiculous. Honestly, seriously, I'm going to be wearing this kind of stuff soon. It's just mental. Joke. Right. Jim K. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Simon. I think it was about 1990 Meccano went plastic. I think they got bought out by a French company. That I remember watching one of James May's videos where he built a bridge out of Meccano, and that was all steel. Maybe, I don't know. And that was steel. So maybe they just supplied the steel parts for the bridge. I don't know. That can't have been 1990, surely. But yeah, I think Meccano got bought out, and then they've tried to change it so it's cheaper to produce and that kind of thing, and make it more profitable. Because I think that's probably one of the reasons why it was bought out, is they were struggling a bit. You know, kids have gone off that kind of stuff, and they're happy to sit on a PlayStation, maybe do virtual Meccano building. I don't know, but you can't beat the real thing. We had a great laugh last night. It was good fun. Kill switch. Last Meccano I built was meant to be a tractor. It ended up looking like an X-Wing fighter, albeit far flatter version. X-Wing fighters are pretty cool. If we could make those, that would be fantastic. Make them for real. That would have a lot of fun seeing those flying around. Bushmaster, hello Andy. I hope you are well, despite not being able to get your hair cut yet. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It is, and I do get constant digs at work at the moment. Hello from Massachusetts, USA. Well, hello Bushmaster. Good to have you on board, sir. Now then, Brandon Merkowicz, Mazuwicz. Well, where's he gone? They do make boots in all sizes. You're a funny guy. Honestly, I did get some comments. I do get the odd comment on a regular basis, basically scolding me for making the Tool Girls wear this kind of gear, you know, but what they don't realize is these are specially made. They've got built-in steel toe cap, and they're a proper safety boot. If you believe that, you believe anything. But, you know, that's what I tell them. And, you know, it's part of the safety equipment that they wear for the workshop. The shirts are, you know, fully Kevlar lined and super strong, and they've got a built-in heating system in there to keep them nice and warm. They haven't really. And, of course, we've got those new leggings as well, which are, you know, they protect their entire legs, which is very important. You know, I think in some respects a lot better than those really short hot pants that Lily used to wear. Man, I couldn't focus when she was wearing those. I really couldn't. It was hard work. Believe me. So yes, Brandon, I'm pretty sure they do make these in all sizes, but I won't be needing any time soon, to be honest. I really won't. That would probably end my YouTube channel overnight. Besides, I wouldn't be able to walk in those anyway. I'd just fall over and probably break my ankle. Martin Pater. Good evening, almost night here. Keep them videos coming, Andy. Really informative, and with the girls, really nice to watch. Again, apologies. I haven't put any videos out for a few weeks. Work has been mental, and I've also got a stack of ROVs to work through for the surf clubs here in New Zealand to get those all up and running again. They are emergency vehicles at the end of the day, and they have to be right, and they want me to do them. I've been doing quite a few of those now for probably 5 or 6 years, so the word is propagating across more clubs. I'm getting more phone calls, more servicing and repairs to do. So it is getting harder, to be honest, to juggle everything, and I feel really bad for the channel. I really do. It's starting to wind me up, to be honest. I managed to crank a fair few videos out during lockdown, and then all of a sudden we've hit this wall, and I'm just too busy at the moment. But I do enjoy the live streams, and I am filming with Holly today, so there will be some videos going out once I get back from the South Island. I can get them edited up on an evening, so I'm really looking forward to that. Simon, the James May one Meccano made for them out of steel. It was. He went to France to get it. Even Kinder eggs are now ready-made. He did. They went in a van, didn't they? There was it was like a tranny van or something they took, I think. And then they had to order some more because they ran out, and that turned up in a big truck. Drew. Okay, my granddad was a bit of a bell end. Bell as in a ringing bell, and end as in a cul-de-sac, the end of a road, because he deliberately machined and painted Imperial Meccano, knowing my set was metric. We had issues with Grandad. He said he fought on the wrong side in World War II. Oh man, that's funny. Kill switch. You keep holding those boots like you really, really want to. Right, I'm putting them over there. That's it. No more comments like that. Thank you very much. Simply Diagnostics. It's good you look after the Tool Girls' health and safety so well. I do my very best. It's extremely important. It really is, you know. It's at the end of the day, it is a workshop environment, and you've got to look after your staff. You've got a legal obligation to do that, actually. So I appreciate the comment. Thank you. That's now recorded, you know, in the comments forever. So should something happen, we can use that as supporting evidence that I do a good job. Now then, Drew, those shoes would only fit Andy's hands. Clip clop. We need to get beyond the shoes, lads. We really do. John, not so good for welding in, lol. Oh man, imagine the pain on your calves trying to wear those all the time. I think the girls do really well. You know, people that, I mean, for us chaps, I imagine that most of us have not worn anything like that. I certainly haven't. So it's difficult to try and appreciate what the girls go through when they're wearing them for 8-10 hours in a day. It's a testament to their skill set. I will give them that. Now then, John. Oh, sorry, Martin. No worries, Andy. Main thing is to make money to stay alive. Happy for you. The shop runs well. It does. You know, when I'm working flat out on a weekend, in 2 days I can earn about the same as what I earn during the 5 days for my day job. So it basically doubles my income, which is, you know, this time at the moment while we're recovering from lockdown, that's very, very important. Cash flow is a bit of an issue at the start because I had a lot of parts to buy to do the repairs, and you've got to pay for them in advance, unfortunately. But you know, we've got beyond that now, and things are starting to come round. And hence, another reason why Holly's come down this weekend is I can actually afford to pay her, you know, because she does get paid to do the videos. It wouldn't be fair not to give her, you know, compensation for her time, to be honest. But she'd be here. I'm sure she would still come down if I didn't pay her because she loves coming down to the workshop. Me and Holly have a long history. She used to be one of my students at Unitech, believe it or not. We had a great laugh in the workshop as well, doing well when she was learning, basically. She's now doing parts for a Ford dealership, and she's doing a really good job. They've had, you know, like a lot of businesses in New Zealand here and around the world, they've had quite some pretty hefty staff cuts, you know, redundancies going around the business to try and cut down the overheads. And she was kept on because she's good at what she does. And unfortunately, some of her colleagues in the same department can't say the same thing. They've lost their jobs, which is a terrible shame, but at least she's still got her job. Now then, Simon, Drew Dastley, your granddad sounds like a legend. He does, doesn't he? And what an ass, honestly, making it all imperial. What a bloke. Kill switch, shoes are forever, lol. There's quite a few pairs of those in the Tool Girl cabinet now, honestly. Bushmaster, will we ever be graced with the beautiful Harley again? I don't think so. I don't. I did send her a message via one of the talent websites that she is on for her modelling, and I didn't get a reply. I think she's moved on from being a tool girl, unfortunately. She was great fun in the workshop, and I only filmed with her for 1 day, and you know, those videos were great fun. I wish now I could film again with her because I'm so much better at filming than I was back then. There's a lot of red eye and stuff in the shots, but it doesn't matter. She was great. She was great on camera. She was great with the viewers. She knew how to work the camera, that's for sure. I do miss her being around. I do. But she started a thing. You know, if it wasn't for Harley and what she did for the channel, we may not even have Tool Girls, because that was just really a couple of test videos to see how viewers took it. And I did get a lot of pushback from some viewers saying, what the hell's going on? This is an educational channel. Why have you got a chick in a bikini and high heels servicing a bike? It's not right, you know, it's not what we expect from your channel. But I kept pushing, and you know, sure, I lost a few subscribers because of it, but in the long run I gained a lot more. And the channel now, what are we on now, 52,000 subscribers. It's rocking on. We're getting about 1,400 subscribers a month at the moment, which is fantastic. Very, very happy that one. So any of your mates that haven't subscribed yet, get them to subscribe, because we need to get that count up to 60,000 before the end of the year, which we should do at the rate that it's going. Right. Oh, this message health review. We've got some spanners. That's all right. We can show that. There we go. Spanners and G-clamps. Alan Cook. How is Jade? Jade is doing fine. Again, I've not been in contact with her. I did send her a message Again, about a week ago, I've not had a reply, but she's often out of the country. She plays. She's very good at playing a musical instrument. It's a wind piece, but I can't remember whether it's I don't know, something you blow into. I'm not a music kind of a guy, but she's or is it blow? No, maybe it's a. No, I think it's a cello. I think it's one of those big ones. You know, the big one that you sit down and do. Um, but she's very busy with that, very busy with her studies. But I don't know where she is at the moment. I will keep trying because it'd be great to get Jade back. Mrs. Mechanic doesn't like Jade. She's very friendly as Jade. I'll give you that. Kill switch. It all goes to make your channel so much different than all the rest. Well, that's one of the things that I aim for. You know, I mean, there's lots of automotive channels out there, and there's lots of really, really good, informative automotive channels, but they've all got their own little point of difference, and it's very difficult for it, especially now. Christ, if I was trying to start a new YouTube channel now, I don't think it would work. I really don't. I think it would be very, very difficult to get off the ground. And those that do succeed, it's testament to them because they must have something special to captivate the audience and to get viewers to come back time and time again. It is difficult. It really is. And, you know, I have an obligation. I've got a fantastic channel. I really enjoy doing what I do. And it's going to be around for a very, very long time. And, you know, I do see it actually as my retirement. You know, once I finish working for where I'm working, I won't get another job. I will then be focusing 100% on the channel. And then we can get into things like projects where I'll have a lot more time and it'll be done a lot quicker. We can get more into the technical aspects of diagnostics, you know, ignition systems, fueling systems, diesels. I haven't even touched the diesel engine on camera yet. We've got all the diesel stuff to do. I used to do diesel engine rebuilds back in the UK on our old Nissan Patrols, and I put a Nissan CD17 non-turbo diesel engine into one of the Suzukis, and that was fantastic fun. That was a long time ago, and it worked brilliantly. We ran it, you know, as a daily vehicle for 4 years in that configuration. And before that, it had a Suzuki Swift GTI engine in it, fuel injected. Bloody cool and fast. For a little Suzuki Jeep, that thing went real well. Oh, John, the Lycra leggings and get it right, mate. Yes, the Lycra leggings are bloody cool. I like those. Bushmaster, sad to hear, but thank you for responding regarding Harley. It is sad, it really is, but you know, the world changes and she's moved on in her career. She's doing other stuff, and unfortunately, some of the Tool Girls, once they get into, you know, more famous or whatever in the modeling world, then sometimes they look back on the Tool Girl stuff, the video stuff. So the problem is when they're on video, they can't really control how they look all the time. When they're doing modeling work, the photographer will take maybe 1,000 shots and they'll just pick, you know, maybe 50 that actually they look fantastic in at that particular angle. Whereas on video, there's nowhere to hide. So again, it's very brave of the Tool Girls to come down because they have no idea what angles I'm shooting. And of course, they're moving around all the time. So, you know, believe me, they are absolute troopers to come down and help me in the workshop and allow me to film them for YouTube. It's a big ask, to be honest, but great fun. And I try to make it fun for them. I do. Simon, the thing is, you have Tool Girls in not much dress, but the girls are treated with respect. They are, absolutely. I think it's important that, you know, we don't focus on what they're wearing, and I don't get them to do daft things, to be honest. You know, it's important. Fat Pigeon Adventure Rider, Pink Oboe, whatever that is. Badad Alal, good morning, mate. I entered to 26 yesterday. Don't get that. Simply Diagnostics. It's a slow climb for subscribers. You definitely carved a niche. It was a good idea. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I don't, you know, there was a time when I was getting Tool Girls down like every other Saturday and filming with them. And there was a lot of videos going out with an assistant in. And that did dilute the technical aspects of the channel a little bit. And I'm pleased now that the workshop's down here. It's gonna slow that down a bit, so I can really focus more on the technical videos as well. Plus, to be honest, I've got a lot of other work going down in the background as well, so it's pretty full on. But yeah, I wanted to do something different and a tribute to Tim Allen because he had Tool Girl Heidi in his home improvement show, and a bit of sort of Benny Hill sort of thrown in there as well, a bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff, and it seems to work. We have a lot of fun doing it. Joe Smith and friends. Hello, Andy. Hello, Hero Andy. Got any extra Tool Girls you can mail to Joe Smith? Oh, Tool Girls are hard to find at the moment. They really are. I've got one lined up to come down. I think it's third week in July, so about 3 or 4 weeks from now, and no, 3 weeks from now. So hopefully she turns up, because they do, especially on their first day. Sometimes they'll bottle out and not show. Once they've done a day's filming with me, they tend to keep coming back. Oh golly, keep coming back, which is nice. But it's just getting them over those nerves, of filming, because most of them have never done video before, which is, it's a bit scary for them, to be honest. They don't know what to expect. Kill Switch BB, been a blast, Andy, but I have to say goodnight. All the best, fella. Awesome as always. Cheers, Kill Switch. Thank you very much for being on board this morning. I really appreciate this evening for you. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next Sunday probably, and I'll be in Queenstown for the live stream next Sunday. So we'll be sat somewhere, be outside at a cafe maybe. I don't know. We'll find somewhere nice that isn't too cold and windy, and hopefully it won't be raining. That would be a nightmare. But yes, the next live stream will be in Queenstown. How cool is that? So I'll be burning through my data big time doing that one. Joe Smith and Friends Network. Andy Mechanic, no blue wrenches in your live stream. Can Joe Smith be your first moderator? Joe Smith is moderator on about 15 channels. I think you probably could be, actually. I do need a moderator. It's quite distracting having to filter through. God, gotta stop smoking. What's going on there? If not, no worries. Joe, I'll look into that and see if I can get that organised for you. It shouldn't be too hard to do. But I don't think I have any moderators on the channel at all at the moment. Right, time for another coffee. Good little segue, actually. I have to do this because they're doing really well. And I'm going to get Holly to do some photo shoots with the old mug. If you haven't yet got your official, your official Andy Mechanic mug, which is very, very cool, then you can go to www.zazzle.co.nz. Just do a search, Andy Mechanic YouTube, one word, and that'll take you through to the official Andy Mechanic merch store, where there's these mugs and a few other different styles. There's even a thermos style mug. And if you've got your own tool girl or your partner, you can even get them a pair of those really smart Andy Mechanic Tool Girl leggings, which I think they're now available again. They weren't available during the lockdown period, but I think you can get them again now. In fact, you can, because I've ordered some myself. Not for me. I've ordered some more for Tool Girls, and we're going to go for a version 2, which is going to be highly modified. Oh my word. Jim K. Jim, you've done it again. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and I will definitely spend that down in the South Island for a coffee somewhere. I'll let you know where. Oh, for the data bill. Yeah, I do chew through the data, I must admit, but I have a pretty good contract, and we'll be having a few phones that I use for filming. Each phone's got about 40 gigabytes of data on it, so it's rare that I run out, but I do get close sometimes. So thank you again, Jim. I do appreciate that for the super chat that's come through for $1.99 US, which it all helps. I really appreciate that. Anything helps. John Dyer, got to be 9:30 there. Time to call the tool girl. It is. The Forge clock says it's 9:30. Hang on then. What can we use? We'll use this one. Oh my word. Wait for it. Right. Let's just get rid of that. Let's get rid of, oh, and so many notifications keeps coming in. Right, contacts. Are you ready? We're going to ring Tool Girl Holly. Thanks for the reminder, by the way. Do appreciate that. Cheers, John. See if you can hear that. Is she going to be awake? I don't know. She might be awake. It is 9:30, but she didn't get to bed till midnight. So she's had probably 8 hours sleep at least. Oh my word! Are you awake?
Not really.
Oh, my apologies for calling you at 9:30 in the morning. It's obviously way too early for you. But I got so many requests, and a guy called John Dyer, one of the viewers, has been reminding me to give you a call for quite some time. So we're still doing the live stream. If you want to pop down and say hello, we're going to be on for probably about another hour. So if you could make it in the next hour, that would be cool. What do you think?
Okay.
Is that possible? Do you think? Maybe, please.
Yeah.
You reckon? Only if you can. I mean, if you're going to be real tired, don't worry about it. But it'd be great to have you on board. I'll keep filming until maybe you turn up. We'll see how we get on.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for ringing you. Blame John. It's not my fault. All right, Tool Girl Holly. Fingers crossed we might see you a bit later on.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I think I'm in trouble. She sounded a bit groggy. I think we woke her up. John, you woke up Tool Girl Holly. Well, that's something to talk about, isn't it? I haven't managed to do that yet. Okay, we've done that one. Drew Dassity, did you not teach in college? I did for 5 years at Unitech. I remember doing a CNG motorcycle engineering as a lad, and we had 2 girls and 50 lads. Those girls were hot because they were taking engines apart. You know, I did have, in most of the classes that I taught, and I was quite unique as a lecturer because I would have the same group of students for the whole year, and I would cover all of the different units, all the different aspects, engine rebuilds, gearboxes, electrics, diffs, brakes, everything. We did the whole lot as one group. Whereas all the other lecturers, they used to switch the groups around and they would specialize on just, you'd have a lecturer that just did engines, a lecturer that just did transmissions, and so on. So I was very, very fortunate, and I really enjoyed that because it made the whole experience. I could join the students through that year's training and experience it with them and learn how they learnt, so I could do my presentation in a way that each student would understand and get the most from. And I found it very, very rewarding. I did. And the girls, because they sort of accepted that they had no idea what they were doing at the start of the course, they'd not really done any kind of on the tools stuff, any mechanical repairs, they really listened and they took on board what I was telling them, and they learned very, very quickly, and they would often put the lads to shame. The lads were far more, is egotistic the right word? They thought they knew it all, and they really didn't, and that definitely impeded their learning quite a bit, to be honest. So it was a pleasure to have the girls in the classes. It gave for a very different dynamic. I remember there was one girl that turned up. We were doing a theory lesson. This was at Mount Albert campus, and I'd only been working there maybe a year. And she walked in, and it was middle of summer. It was pretty hot, so I mean I can understand why she was wearing what she was wearing, but she was wearing a tied off cropped shirt, a bit like the Tool Girls do, very short, and she was well. She had good assets, should I say, and she was wearing some of the shortest shorts that I'd ever seen. Not quite as short as Tool Girl Lilli's, by the way, but they were pretty damn short for being at college. And she was wearing stockings underneath and some black boots, I think, some ankle boots, stiletto boots. And I as she walked in, she was late, so we were already teaching. I was already delivering my theory lecture for that morning. She walked in about 15 minutes late, and I had to stop talking. I was just starting to say gibberish. I could not, for the life of me, concentrate on what I was doing. And she sat down at the front. A constant reminder that she was there with very little on. And obviously, as a lecturer, that was causing me a real conflict of interest, a real problem. And I had to do something about it. So I asked her very politely if she wouldn't mind leaving the room and going to go and find some more clothes, because I just couldn't teach with her as she was. That wasn't a personal request. That was a request as a lecturer to the student. I forget her name now, but she was a lot of fun. And she went off and she found a jacket and some jeans, and she got sorted out, and we were all good after that. But yeah, the first time I've ever thrown anybody out, or the only time I've ever thrown anybody out of a lecture, or asked them to leave a lecture, should I say, based on their attire. And there was a big round of applause from the rest of the students when she left. They thought it was hilarious what I'd done. And I think she did it just to test me, to be honest. It was a bit of fun. But yes, the girls do really well in the classes. They do listen and they learn. And I find that with the Tool Girls here as well. They're very attentive and they pick things up real quick, which is good. Joe Smith and friends, the Den of Tools went from 20,000 to 70,000 subscribers in 1 year after making Joe Smith his first mod. Just saying, I know, Joe, I know, I'm going to get on the channel. I'm going to do an interview with you. It just isn't going to happen in the near future, but it is definitely going to happen. Please keep me in mind, and we'll definitely set a date for that. Jim K, is data expensive down there? Not too expensive here in the USA. Well, I mean, I don't buy data in packets. I just have a contract with Vodafone, and it includes a phone, you know, when you buy the phone as well, which you pay off over a 2-year period. And I pay for this phone. Well, actually, the phone that you're watching on now is the S20. That's the newest contract. That costs me about 140 New Zealand dollars a month, and it comes with 40 gigabytes of data, free calls, free texts, and of course the phone as well. And because I'm using the phone for filming, you know, I have to get a good quality phone. There's no point in buying a cheap one. It has to be good. And the S20, the Ultra, has not let me down. It's a fantastic phone, wonderful picture quality and really good sound as well. So I'm very, very impressed. And yes, it is worth the money because I'm using it commercially as well. I have a business contract with Vodafone where I can just add another phone whenever I need another camera, basically. And at the moment, I'm running 3. I've got an S6 Edge, which is this one here, that phone has filmed nearly all the videos on the channel. It's only recently that I've upgraded. I've got, hang on, it's here. I've got an S9, which is that one there. Look, I do like the screensaver. Look at that one, awesome. And the S9 is great, apart from when it's on selfie mode, it's constantly struggling to focus. Imagine this is the video that I was taking on the S9 now. It would focus on my face, and then it would pulse and focus on the background, and then it would pulse back to focus on my face. It was very unhappy, and I couldn't alter the settings, so I only use this one in normal, the main camera mode when I'm filming. I can't use it for selfie shots like I'm doing now. And of course, we've got the S20, which is just brilliant. It's the best of everything, and it's got lots and lots of memory, so I don't have to stop filming and clear the memory card. But yeah, you end up with lots of gear, it's expensive. Car Guy 72. Good morning, Andy, and good morning, chat. Good morning, Car Guy 72. Great to have you on board. Simon, is that a pink phone? Oh man, honestly, why do I show things on? Okay, it's an S6 Edge. It's quite an old phone, and my little phone cover, yes, it's not pink, it's red. I didn't want a red one, I wanted a black one, but I couldn't get a black one anywhere because the phone is too old. The guy had a rummage around a box and he found a red one, and I was very reluctant to buy it, but I needed a new one. All my cards are falling out, it was falling apart. So I bought a red one. Yeah, sorry. It should be black. I wanted a black one, make that really clear. I wanted a black phone cover. Had to get a red one. That was the only color they had. And there isn't a day that goes by that I don't regret that. And thank you very much, Simon, for pointing it out to the world. Appreciate that, mate. Simply Diagnostics. It's John's fault. It's all John's fault. Tool Girl Holly might be quite grumpy when she gets here. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Joe Smith and Friends Network. Everyone, please hit the like button. Show Andy and the Tool Girls you love them. That's right, what are we on? 33 likes, 58 viewers. That's a new record, I think, for a live stream. I don't think we've ever topped 60 or even 55. So I think we're in a whole new, whole new world of viewers, to be honest. 59! Holy moly. This is great. Joe Smith and Friends. One dislike. Really? There is! What the hell? I bet it's the boots. I bet it's the boots. Somebody doesn't like these. Well, I think they're fantastic. Not like that. I think that they're fantastic for the Tool Girls, by the way. Anyway, listen, I always seem to get one dislike on most of my videos, and I think it's one person, the same person on every video that I put up. But hey, that's just them telling me that they exist, and I don't mind. What you know, it just shows that the dislike button is working. It's good, isn't it? You got to look on the positive. Roger Heaps, good morning, Roger. Great to have you in the workshop, mate. Thanks for joining us. Joe Smith, 57 watching, heroes. Give Andy 50 likes. What are we on now? 37. Keep it going, guys. 38. Keep the likes going. Duke of the Dales. Good morning, Duke of the Dales. Hello, Andy, and everyone. Hope you've had a great week. It's been a really busy week for me. I think I started to tell you and then went off on a tangent. Monday was a long day. Top-end rebuild on an ROV. Went well. Fixed the problem. It's now delivered back to the customer, to the surf club. Very happy. Day 2, Tuesday, was a day off work, actually, because I was working on the Saturday. So a day off work, and I basically spent the day delivering and collecting more ROVs and didn't get finished till about tea time. So I had 2 more loaded up on the trailer to bring down when I came down yesterday. That was Tuesday. Wednesday morning was admin work, and then I hit the road. I had dealer visits up north of the North Island, so Kaiwaka, Wanganui, not Wanganui, sorry, Whangarei and Kaitaia as well. And that took me, I didn't get back to Auckland until late Friday night, which I did admin work till about 1 in the morning. I was pretty tired. I had a lot of emails to catch up with. And then Saturday morning, I went out and bought a few bits and pieces, did some shopping, which was nice. On a Saturday morning, normally I'd be in the workshop busy on the tools, but a bit of a weird day. But did that. Well, I did some more admin in the morning till about 10:15. Then I had to get out of the hotel because I pretty much live out of hotels at the moment. And then we did a bit of shopping, a bit of a run round, and then had to go and pick up Tool Girl Holly, get back to East Tamaki, pick up the trailer, and then head down to the workshop. And the drive down was horrific. We've had a lot of really heavy rain here in New Zealand. And having a 3-ton trailer dragging around on the back of the ute with, I've got mud terrain tyres on the ute. It was pretty sketchy in places. I couldn't go that quick, so it took us a bit longer than planned to get down here. But, you know, safety third. That's what it's all about. On the straights, you could get the hammer down, but on the corners, I had to back off big time. It was skipping around a bit, was the back of the ute, which is not good with such a big trailer on. Where are we now? Let's have a look. So that's what I did for the week. That was my week. And here we are, Sunday, and I'm filming with Tool Girl Holly. And last night, if you just joined us, last night, Holly and I did 5 hours of filming until midnight. It was a long night, and we did a head-to-head Meccano build. We built one of these each, which was bloody cool. It said on the box 1 to 3 hours. Rubbish! Took us 5 hours to build that car, but we had a lot of fun doing it. But poor old Holly was very, very tired. She was exhausted by the end of it. She's had a very busy week as well at work, and it was testament to her that she hung in there and we got the video finished, because if we hadn't finished the video, I couldn't have put the video out. We had to finish it. We were sort of committed to doing it, but it was a much bigger job than we both of us thought it would be. So she's having a bit of a lie-in this morning. We've given her a call a few minutes ago, and she said that she might try and get down and join us for the end of the live stream, which would be great if she can. If she can't, I totally understand, and I hope you guys do too. But fingers crossed, she's going to make it. Where are we now? Simon Roll. So what makes a successful YouTube channel? Well, I can only speak on behalf of my channel and my experience. And is the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel successful? Define successful. In my opinion, it is. I think it's come on a long way. I've put a lot of effort into it. I do try to put videos out regularly, but I don't think that's a necessity, because there have been times in the past where a month or even 6 weeks have gone by and I haven't posted a video, and it hasn't really affected the number of subscribers that come in and the number of views and minutes watched. Sure, that those two things do drop a little bit, obviously, but it doesn't make a huge difference. I think the underlying fact of a successful YouTube channel is you have to obviously have something that's appealing to the audience, to the viewers. Now, obviously, the videos are not appealing to every viewer on the planet, otherwise the channel would just go sky high. But you've got to have a reasonably sized niche. And my skill set, as you all know, is, automotive repairs, cars, motorcycles, bit of welding here and there, and other bits and pieces. I've learned an awful lot doing the YouTube channel. I've learned how to edit videos quickly and to a reasonable standard, hopefully. I've learned how to do graphics on the videos. I've learned how to use social media a lot more than I ever used to use. So I think you've got to put the effort in. You've got to be genuine with your viewers. You've got to be honest and truthful. And you've got to deliver some content that's interesting to watch, informative, and also, and hang on a minute, we'll turn the air compressor off. Oh, there we go. It should be on a switch, shouldn't it, really, but I have to unplug it. So, as long as you've got something or a number of factors that are a point of difference between your channel and others. And I mean, you can go onto Eric O's channel and you can watch some really, really good content on, car diagnostics. And I learn a lot from Eric's videos. The same with Keith as well at New Level Auto. Again, absolute gold is the content that they put forward. And the same for many of the others, Simply Diagnostics. They are all really good videos of or channels of them sharing their knowledge with you as the viewers. And I'm sure it makes a massive difference globally on people being able to fix their cars and their motorcycles and stuff. For me, I try to do that kind of stuff as well, but maybe it isn't quite to the same technical standards as those guys. I don't have that experience. I try to bring in other dynamics into the videos as well. And of course, the Tool Girls is just one of those dynamics. For me, I believe that the quality of the editing is important, but it doesn't have to be premium, because at the end of the day, it's just a YouTube channel. And, we don't have the kind of budgets like TV shows and a plethora of staff to do the editing for me. I do everything. And I'm sure Eric's the same. He just does everything. And it's very time consuming, which means that there's only so many videos you can put out over a period of time. But I think once you get to a reasonable portfolio of videos, and there's over 500 on this channel now, I think that gives you a good foundation where you don't need to be quite so pushy in getting the quantity of videos out. It's just as much about the quality of the video. And these live streams, although they don't really generate that many views or minutes watched for the channel, they're great fun, and I get to engage with you, the viewers, which to me is very, very important. And it's something that I've only previously done up until recently through the comments on the videos, whereas a live stream, fantastic, it's live. I can talk to you right now and answer your questions, and I have no idea what questions are going to come up. And if I don't know something, if you're asking me about a fault on an American car or something, and I have very little experience in that, I'll just say I don't know. I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't know. And there are other channels out there that will be able to help you. Other creators. Oh man, too much talking, Andy. The comments have gone off the screen. Jeez. Where are we now? 44, 6 more, 60 watching. Oh yeah, we're up to 46 likes now. John Dyer, Holly. Absolutely, John. She's an awesome lass. Joe Smith and friends, 42 likes, 8 more for goal. Thank you, heroes. John Dyer, you won't be saying that when she comes on. Probably not. Where are we now? Alan Cook, tell Jade I play bass guitar. I will. As soon as I get hold of it, I'll let her know that, Alan. 5 more needed heroes from Joe. Leonard Parrott, greetings from Belgium. I've been to Belgium. I've been to Antwerp. Antwerp's a great place. There's some really good streets in Antwerp. They've got these shops in Antwerp, right? And if you go on an evening, the shops are still open, which is fantastic. And they've got these full glass windows. And normally in shops you get a mannequin that's dressed up and it's a clothes shop. Well, these are real life mannequins dressed up, looking very nice. Obviously like an underwear store or something. And they've got lots of red lights around the outside of the screen, or outside the window. I think the lighting's great. I went in, bloody expensive though, honestly. I don't know what they're selling, but man, the prices, good fun though. And you know, I came out and I paid all that money and I had nothing in my bag. I'd not bought anything tangible. So let's let's crack on. Joe Smith, Simply Diagnostics, don't knock what you share, mate. It's pure gold. I know nothing about bikes and learn every one of your videos I watch. I appreciate that. I really do. It's humbling to be told that kind of stuff. I just do my best, and I try to be as genuine as possible. And you know, if I mess up, I'll tell people I mess up. You know, I think that's important. You've got to have some kind of credibility as well. And I like to have a bit of fun, you know, try and have a bit of a laugh. Again, having the Tool Girls in gives me that interaction as well. I wonder if we've got a Tool Girl coming. I wonder if Holly's Marmite's barking, so maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure she'll knock on the garage door. Simon, I think you've hit the nail on the head. There is a few YouTube channels that have made me think and tackle a system I'd off-put in the past. Yeah, I mean, I think I've covered it, to be honest. I won't go over it again, Simon, but I think I've covered it. Jim K, since you brought up Thunderbird 2, what is your favourite Thunderbird? Mine has been Thunderbird 3. I have two, actually. Sorry to divert, but one is... Oh, it's raining again. One is, I do like Thunderbird 2, and I used to have a die-cast Thunderbird 2 model where you could take the middle bit out and everything, and it had little legs and stuff. It's cool. And I don't know where it went. Mum probably sold it at a car boot sale, no mum. And I like the one that drills down into the ground, that with a big spiral drill at the front. Very cool. I like that. Drill down. I forget what Thunderbird number it is, but the Thunderbirds were cool, weren't they? It was a cool series. You know, all the little jiggly heads and stuff. Very cool. Must have taken a long time to make those films. Joe Smith, 48. 48 we got. Yep, 2 more to go. Bushmaster, quality over quantity is my motto as well, Andy. I think it's important. I think there's no point in chucking a video out that's crap, to be honest. It's just, there's no point. You'd be better off just deleting it off the channel because people get focused on that and it pulls things down. I think somebody might be here. Hang on. They are. Oh, my word. Oh, come in. It's Tool Girl Holly. You made it out of bed. Good morning, lads. You got kicked out? Yeah. I'll say that. Well, you're live. Better say hello.
Hi.
I'll get another stool. Hang on. Make yourself comfortable. Where do you want to sit? Do you want to sit on my right or my left?
I don't mind.
You sit down there. Look, we'll sort the camera out. There you go, crew. I wasn't lying. So you're in charge of comments now. You can read the comment. Can you still read? Are your eyes too blurry? I don't know. I struggle. What have we got? Simon Raw, Simply Diagnostics gave it 5 years just seeing 16-pin ports on bikes. Now we're just seeing OBD2 plugs coming through on the bikes here in New Zealand as well. It's been a long time, and the manufacturers have been trying to put it off for as long as possible to try and prevent everybody having access to the live data from the ECU. Big technical stuff, isn't it? Oh yeah. Hey, do you sleep all right?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
We were filming till midnight last night.
Yeah.
It was way long.
Too long.
Too long. It's too long. Andy, that's never going to happen again, she says.
Too late.
It was too late. It really was too late, and my sincere apologies for that. I am sorry. And in my defence, I was up till 2:15 this morning, clearing off all the files off the phones.
That's a long time.
So I only got like 5 hours kip, and you can tell that in my voice. I'm pretty croaky this morning. But hey, what the hell? We're here. We've got your bike on the hoist. Look at
Awesome.
that. Cool backdrop. Excellent stuff. Right then. So where are we at? Let's see what we're getting on. I'm sure you're going to get some messages now that you're here. I need to go and find you a shirt as well. No, bloody hell. It's in the house now. I took it inside. Right. Oh, Alan Cook. Thunderbird. We've been talking about Thunderbirds. Remember the Thunderbird series? You're going to show your age now.
Yeah.
You remember it?
The puppet one.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this,
Yeah.
you know. Was it Scott was one of the pilots, and there was the driver. What was he called? Parker. in the 6-wheel pink Merc.
Yeah.
And there was that woman, the lady something or other, used to get driven around by Parker all the time. And it was. I can't remember all the names. It was fun though. It was really good fun. So what was your favourite Thunderbird? Do you remember the different types, the ships, the plane things that fly around?
I don't remember it well enough. I was really young.
Yeah, you would have been really young. Yeah, you would have been. I still go onto YouTube watching that. You know. It's cool. It's cool. Now then, Simply Diagnostics. Oh, hang on. We've jumped one. Joe Smith and Friends Network. Joe Smith loves you, Miss Holly. There you go. You've got one. You got a fan.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, you can read them out. Can you read those? So we're on Simply Diagnostics there. Look.
John, you're awesome. Hi, Holly. Hi, John.
I'll read them out for you. How's that? So Simply Diagnostics. John, you're awesome. Hi, Holly. So John was the guy that made us call you.
Okay.
So he's the one to blame for getting out of bed this morning. Please don't blame me. It's pressure from the viewers. It really is. Now then, Duke of the Dales. Hello, Tool Girl. Big heart. Good job. John. So this is the guy that got you out of bed. That's where M&S went wrong. The mole. Oh, okay. Was that the name of the one that dug down? Yep. Bushmaster, hello Holly from Massachusetts, USA. Let's say hello Bushmaster.
Hello, Bushmaster.
Good stuff. Holly is half asleep, so just bear with her, guys. She'll wake up slowly. Joe Smith and Friends, someone hit like button for Holly, dang it. Yeah, we've got 50 likes. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. So if you've not hit the like button yet, now's the time to do so. And we've got 57 live viewers, look. Pretty cool. It does keep going up and down, but that's not bad, actually, for a live stream. It'd be nice if it was like 5,500. But it's not going to happen for many years, I don't think.
I'm a bit nervous.
No, don't be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about, I tell you. Mr. Smith, missing you, Holly. Well, she's in the shop now, so there's no need to miss her anymore. We did a long video last night, and we've got lots of filming to do today as well. Holly's going to be knackered by the end of the day, aren't you, Holly?
Yeah.
You are, yeah. And I'm going to be pretty tired. And I've got to drive back to Auckland tonight to take Holly home, and then drive back down to Taupo again. So that's about 500 kilometres.
That's a long way to go.
Bit of a trek, innit? Such is life. It's the way it goes. Joe Smith and Friends, someone hit the like button for Holly. Dang it, we've done that one. John Dyer, hi Holly from me. Look at that. Joe Smith and Friends, 50 likes. Heroes, you did it. You did it, Heroes. 50 likes for Hero Andy and Hero Holly. He likes his heroes, doesn't he? Good man. Jim Haynes, speaking of Amsterdam, and I was telling the viewers, I've been to Amsterdam, and I've been to Antwerp was where I went to. And in Antwerp, they've got these streets with these really cool shops, right? They've got this full glass window, and it's got like a bit of a set, you know, like a chair and maybe a table and maybe a bed in the corner and stuff. And you know, in normal like clothing shops, you get mannequins, and they put the clothes on the mannequins. These are real life women that are wearing the clothes, and it's obviously a lingerie shop that they're selling the lingerie and stuff. And I was there with my brother, and all the windows are lit with like a red lights around the outside. And I was there in the evening. We had a few pints. We've been to a bar where there was a bit of a catwalk thing, and the girl was doing stuff with no clothes on, which was interesting. Anyway, so we're walking down the street, and I thought, that's an interesting shop. You know, it's all red lit and stuff. We need to go in there and have a look and see what's going on. So I went in with Phil. Bloody expensive. Really expensive. I couldn't believe the prices. But hey, I was on holiday. I thought, well, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Paid the money. I was there for about an hour. It's pretty cool. But
And you're telling me that was a lingerie store? Nothing else.
well, so she's there, and she's you know she's modelling the lingerie, and I'm thinking, well, this is great lingerie. I should buy some from Mrs. Mechanic and take it back. And so I paid my money, but I mean, lots of things happened, but I never got any lingerie to take home. I was gutted. The bag. Oh, hang on, we've got somebody else is coming in. Hang on a minute. Might be Mrs. Mechanic. I better shut up. Jeez. Oh my word. Coffee, toast. Yes, can you shut the door, please? Holy crap! We've got. Do you have toast? Like toast? We've got toast and coffee and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So to cut a long story short, you know, both Phil and I came out, and we're like, what's going on? You know, we've paid all this money. We've got nothing to take home for our partners. But it was fun. It was definitely a night to remember, that's for sure. So we went back to the bar. We did. Went back to the bar. Yep. I need to go get your shirt. No. You make the coffee. I'm going to come back in a second. You guys have a chat with Holly. You have to just check the messages. I'll be back in a second. Go and find her a shirt. Hang on.
Okay.
And speak up loud, nice and loud.
Where are we up to? Speaking of Amsterdam, the Beatles may have said some money that can't buy you love. But I was told by my boss, but it sure can buy rent. You sure can rent it, sorry. That's right. You can rent something similar. Coffee and bacon with liberal lashings of nicotine. It makes anything possible top tip. Ask Holly what is her main job. I sell automotive parts currently. Amsterdam, don't eat the cake. Thank you, Holly, thank you for making it to the live stream. All good, guys. It's weird being on camera alone. Don't be nervous, we don't bite. I'm sure you don't bite. But it's weird just talking to a camera. What's your future goals or dreams, like career life wise? Miss Holly. I haven't gotten that far, sorry.
How are we doing? You alright? Look, we've got the official, these are pretty cool bags, aren't they?
Yeah.
The official knobby bag for Tool Girl attire. There you go, there's your shirt.
Cool.
Do you want a cap as well? You're right.
I'm alright.
You're all good. There's all sorts in there. Oh, toast, coffee, all sorts of stuff. We've even got cigarettes. You want a cigarette?
Yes, please.
There you go. Help yourself. There's a lighter just down there, look.
Cool.
Oh, right, where are we up to? Ask Holly what her main job is. Have you done that one?
Yes.
You have. Simon Roll, Amsterdam doesn't eat the cake. Is that an innuendo or something? Joe Smith and friends, wow, 60 likes. Holy crap. Thank you for showing Hera, Andy, and Hera Holly you love them. Good man. I'm not saying that one, John, sorry. Brandon Merkowitz, I can never pronounce some of these names. Holly, thank you for making it to the live stream. Yeah, we are really grateful that you've made it in, actually. Live streams are a very different dynamic. Yeah. And we'll do one from a pub one night. Be good fun with that. Yeah, get a few drinks in. Simply Diagnostics, don't be nervous, Holly. We don't bite. They don't. I actually have some really good viewers. They're not. You know, you get some trolls sometimes. Yeah. Don't seem to get that. Which is really nice.
It's awesome.
It is. It's good. You wait. One will pop up in a minute. You wait. Let's get rid of that. Joe Smith and friends, what's your future goals or dreams, like career-wise, Miss Holly? What would you like to do? Where do you see your career going? What would be your ideal job?
I haven't gotten that far. I'm really happy in my current job. It's taken me a while to get to a happy job.
It has, hasn't it?
After prior having to leave one that I really liked. But I'm just plodding along for the moment. I'll figure it out eventually.
But you're really happy where you are now, aren't you?
Yes.
And I was telling the viewers, we were talking about the lockdown stuff as well, and all the unemployment that's been going on, and that where Holly works, there's been a few of the guys they've lost their jobs, they've been made redundant, and it's testament to Holly that she's got the skill set that they've recognised, and they see you as an asset to the business, and she's one of the lucky ones that's kept her job, which is really good, because I was quite worried about you losing that job, and you were as well, weren't you? Because it was you didn't know for a couple of weeks from when they advised all the staff that they were doing some changes, and it's how do you pay rent if you haven't got an income? You're screwed. Your whole life changes. It's not just a case of losing your job. You've got to completely start again, unless you've got lots of financial reserves, but not many of us have got that. We tend to spend it on things that we like.
Yeah.
Don't we? Yeah. In your case, computer games and chairs and a new keyboard as well, isn't it? Is
Yeah,
it that? Yeah,
yeah,
new keyboards and stuff. Yeah. Tool Girl Holly is a gamer.
Not a good one.
Trying, an aspiring gamer. How's that? Trying to become a. But you do a lot. You do quite a lot of screen time. You enjoy it, and you do lots of different games. So Holly's always telling me when we're driving to places about the new games that she's having to go at and how she's getting on with it.
Usually I get stuck.
And then you get bored and then move to something else.
Yeah.
Try a different one. See, for me, games. I used to have an old. I was telling you the case. I used to have an old Commodore 64, and I'd have like Frogger and Donkey Kong and the one where you're shooting aliens. What's it called? Galactica or something like that. One of those. I had loads of different games, but I don't have time to play games anymore. I used to enjoy it quite a lot.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, I used to copy them and sell them. Anyway, moving on. Terrible. Now then, where are we now? It's going too quick. I keep missing people out.
Is that an eagle tattoo? No, it is a phoenix under a moon, actually.
Go on, show the people. Give them a close up. They'd like that. While I try and get my comments to scroll up. Oh, hang on.
Hopefully you can kind of see it.
Oh, look at that. It's very cool.
Cost me a little bit of money. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, but good tattoos do cost money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know who's seen mine, but I'm not going to take my shirt off. But I've got one on my arm here. Look, it's a chick on a rock with. It's actually not just a chick; it's an angel, isn't it? She's got angel wings. Very nice. And there's one on this side here, which is it is the Union Jack, and it's the finish line flag as well, which is off the Triumph motorcycle. Off the side panels, they put those on there. And what else have I got? I've got that one there, look, which is upside down, I know, but it says "To yourself be true" in Hobbit language. That's for Eloise. And I've got that one there. You can see that or not? You see that? My arm doesn't twist that well. But you've seen it on the other videos, which is the outline of New Zealand. And it's got 2012. And Charlotte has the same. I have the mirror image, and she has the normal outline. So when we hold hands, they join up. Pretty cool. Very nice. Good little thought for Charlotte to do that. Now then, we're miles behind. Speaking of Amsterdam, this is Jim. Speaking of the Beatles, may have said money can't buy love, but I was told by a former boss, it sure can rent it. That's a good way of putting it, isn't it? Yeah. Quite correct. I'll go with that, Jim. Good call. I mean, let's face it, it's one of the oldest professions in the world, and where there's a demand, there'll always be supply. Good on them. Good fun. 57 likes, new world record. 61 likes now, Joe. Holy moly. Duke of the Dales, when are you uploading the video from last night? Oh, come on. We've just filmed it, right? There's 15 hours of footage that I've got to edit down to probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the very most. I don't want it to be a long, drawn-out video. I want to try and make it more sort of snappy and just do the fun bits that are in it. I'm away in the South Island for 2 weeks. I can't edit. I don't have a laptop powerful enough to edit videos. That's something I was talking to Holly yesterday about in the car, that I will be getting one in the near future, which means I can edit on an evening when I'm out on the road, which will make life a lot easier. So at this point in time, I won't be able to edit any of these videos that we're filming last night and today until I get back from the South Island in 2 weeks' time. So you're just going to have to wait, chaps. I'm sorry. It's the way it goes. But we are going to do a photo shoot later on, so I'll post a few pickies on social media just to keep you going. Maybe the odd little video snip. I could do that. I could edit it on my phone and put that on Instagram and stuff. But it won't be on the YouTube channel. It'll be on Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram. And it's Andy.mechanic is the Instagram name. And I think there's a link on the homepage of the YouTube channel. You can just click on that and it'll take you through. Right, Simply Diagnostics, coffee and bacon with liberal lashings of nicotine. It makes everything possible. Top tip. Oh, bacon. But if I have bacon, I get too lethargic. I can't work. I get tired and just don't want to do anything.
It can be a bit filling.
I always eat too much. That's the problem. Bacon's good. It's too good. G. Nico. Andy, go and get Holly a cup of coffee. She looks like she could use some. Holly's got this. She doesn't drink coffee, but she's got this just to annoy her. So I've got lots of coffee now. In fact, this is Holly's coffee.
Yes.
There you go. Look, she's got her Coke, classic Coke. She lives on this stuff.
Yeah.
You do, don't you? There's no denying it. So we'll put that over there. If you get thirsty, I'll pass it across. Let me know. And look, there's still a beer from last night. This is what I had last night. I actually didn't even finish my beer. If there's no bugs in it, which I don't think there is, I'll be drinking that later on today. Can't waste a good beer. Now then, golly, where are we now? Alan Cook, ask Holly what is her main job. Have you done that already?
Yes, yeah. I sell automotive parts. I did see another comment that asks whether I am at a dealership or whether I sell aftermarket parts.
Yep.
And I'm at a dealership at the moment. I was prior selling aftermarket parts, and genuine parts catalogs are so much easier to deal with.
Right, I'm just going to jump down to the bottom of the comments because then it'll auto feed. There's too many to go at. So, Simply Diagnostics, gamer girl Holly on Twitch.
No.
What games?
On Twitch.
I didn't even know what Twitch was. I was like, what's he on about Twitch? What is Twitch?
It is a gamers streaming site. So if you're a
okay.
gamer, you can just play games and you
Yeah.
basically stream what you're doing, and you
Yeah.
stream your screen
Yeah.
as well while you're playing, and people can watch you and join in and talk to you.
Oh, while you're playing the game?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. I'm trying to get my head around why that's a good thing. I'd be far too busy concentrating on the game than want people asking me questions at the same time.
Yeah, some people who are really big gamers and have a big following, they can make a lot of money off it.
Yeah, there is. It's amazing the revenue you can get out of gaming, isn't it? Gaming videos and that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, showing people how to get to the next level and get through that bit that you're stuck in. I can see that being a real bonus. Okay, where are we now? So, Drew Dastardly, Twitch gamer, what's all this stuff with Dr. Disrespect? I don't know who Dr. Disrespect is. It must be somebody on Twitch.
Oh, I've heard of them, but I'm not familiar.
Simply Diagnostics. Drew is terrible. The darkest hour of gaming. It's shameful. Don't know. Drew Dastardly, I have prison tats. I never went to prison. Funny. Leonard Perrott. Holly, what's your favourite game? There you go.
My favourite game, sort of a tie. I really like the Gears of War games, but I have just played a very long one on PlayStation 4, which I really enjoyed, which is called Days Gone.
Right. And is that quite an expensive game to buy? Days Gone?
Yeah, it was sort of up there when it came out. It's definitely not the most expensive, but it is priced well.
Yeah.
It's worth the money.
And not a sponsor, by the way, but it's worth the money, yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Well, there you go. If you want to get into gaming, what was it called again?
Days Gone.
Days Gone. That's what you need to go and do. And don't blame me if you're not fixing another vehicle. You're far too busy gaming every single day. Because you can be up pretty late at night, can't you, gaming sometimes? Yeah, it gets very addictive if you're not careful. So be careful, people. Set yourself a little timer, Screen time. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Not too much screen time.
Yeah.
It kills your eyesight. It does. I find that when I'm editing, I can't see shit for days afterwards. Joe Smith. Holly, what made you interested in working with Andy at first? That's a very good question. Were you wanting to learn how to fix stuff, or was this just a modelling gig? Thank you. Well, there's quite a history there, isn't there? So you can tell the people if you like.
Well, I've been in the automotive industry for about 5 years now. I started off doing work experience at a workshop while I was finishing school, and that led to my boss then deciding that if I did a course at Unitech, that would give me the base skills that I would need, and he would take me on as an apprentice. And that is how I met Andy. Andy was my lecturer at Unitech.
That's right. And your life changed forever, didn't it? Yeah. I do remember Holly coming into class one morning, and you were wearing, it was at the North Shore campus, and you were wearing like a black leather jacket. And she arrived late, which was quite a regular occurrence, to be fair. You know, we'd be honest about this. It was a regular occurrence. And I was very liberal with Holly, and you know, I understood that the reasons why she was late. It wasn't usually her fault. And she came in and she looked really tired, and you just put your arms on the desk and she went to sleep.
No.
I thought you looked like you'd gone to sleep. I think she just put her head in her hands and she was just so tired. But you did come round. A few minutes later, you came round, but I was just like, oh, we'll let her have a kid. She's tired. It was funny. But no, you brought a great dynamic to the group. You did, and you learned an awful lot, and she did very, very well given the circumstances as well. It was testament to your abilities and dedication to getting that course passed. Yeah, you did a great job. Very, very proud of you. I am actually very proud. And that's how lecturers get something. It's not about what we get paid, because the pay was crap, to be honest. It was shit. It's about seeing the students progress and learn and finish the course, and then, even more importantly, get into industry and find a job that's satisfying, that they find satisfying, and you find your little place in the industry, don't you? You know, you do your thing, and it's getting harder and harder. You know, you bounced around a couple of jobs, and then eventually the one that you've got now, you know, I can tell just by the way Holly reacts and how happy she is that she's in a good place right now, aren't you? Things are really good, and like I say, I'm very proud of her. She's done a fantastic job, and it's not been easy. It isn't easy. It's not easy for any of us, to be honest. I'm just good at blagging my way through shit. That's what I can do. Okay, so hopefully that's answered your question there, Joe. Kay Kulo, hey, can you give some info on the bike in the background? I can. This is a Suzuki DR200 farm spec bike. So it's got the little rack on the front. There is a rack for the rear, but it's not fitted at the moment. It is registered for the road under farm registration that's currently on hold, so you'll be able to ride it on the road as well, which is cool. And we're going to, today should I say, because this morning's already half gone. Today we're going to go through the bike on camera and work out what jobs need to be done. We're going to give it a once over, like we did with Holly's bike, Lily's bike, and we're going to basically put a list of to-do things, and then when Andy gets time, I'm going to work my way through that list of fixes, and then we'll get it up and running, and you'll be able to take it for a ride around Woodhill with Lily on her similar bike. Hers is the road spec trail bike, and we'll load you up with GoPros and stuff, and we'll see what happens. It should be fun. It should be real fun. That's probably going to happen probably more likely in the spring or the summer when it's a bit warmer. It's too cold now, but we're looking to the future for that. That has been a field trip for Tool Girl Holly and Tool Girl Lilli on bikes. That'll be great fun. I've no idea what I'll be riding. I might take the WR, but that would be very unfair to take the WR. It's a bit of a beast, is that machine. I should do really, but we'll see. But mind you, it's a Yamaha, so it can't be on the video, so I've got to take something else. So maybe I'll get another one fixed up and take mine, because I've got one more left to do. So maybe I'll fix mine up, and we'll all ride the same kind of bike, which would be cool. Mine will be a lot slower than yours because it's having to carry me around on it. Anyway. Alan Cook. Oh, hang on. Alan Cook, does Holly have a web page? No, you don't have a web page, do you?
I have the Instagram page.
You've got Instagram? Yeah, Tool Girl Holly. Yep, you can check that out. There's lots of good photos on there. You've been a bit slack putting pictures on recently, though.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure that will change again at some point. Alan Cook, I used to work in a Ford dealership, a Ford dealer garage. Oh, good man, Alan. I've never worked at a Ford dealership, to be fair. Jim, does New Zealand have chain parts stores or independents? Yeah, we have Repco here. Yeah. We've got Super Cheap Auto, which is also they're both in Australia as well, aren't they? I think.
Yeah,
those
and
two.
B&T as well.
Cigarettes got out. God damn.
We do have New Zealand owned parts groups as well, like SAS. I think Partmaster might be. Yeah,
there's Partmaster. You know more than I do about it, to be honest. Most of my stuff is motorcycle stuff. It's different suppliers, you know. But on the motorcycle front, we've got Darby's, we've got White's, there's R2. There's quite a few aftermarket parts suppliers here in New Zealand, and they've got really good websites as well where you can order online, but you have to have an account to order online. They don't do retail, unfortunately. They're only a wholesaler to the bike shops. Now then, Matowix, I'm playing SnowRunner on PS4 right now. Truck Simulator. Cool. That sounds good. I'll check that out. Simon, even when it comes to factory manuals, they are better to navigate than Haynes. Yeah, and you'll find that factory manuals will give you a lot more detail on the repairs as well, and specifications. Haynes are great, but then they don't carry all the stuff that you need sometimes, which is probably a copyright thing, really. I don't know. But Haynes, you can get Haynes online manuals now, which is useful if you can't get the official manufacturer's manual. At least it gives you something to work with. Now then, Leonard Parrott, Holly should game with Andy on a live. No way. Honestly, I am terrible at games. I would have no idea what I'm doing. I used to play racing car games with Ben, and he used to thrash me every single time. To the point where you just give up. You think, I'm no good at this. I can't do it. I would just go too fast on the straights and never make the corners. That was my problem. And I was the same with Scale Electric. I could never quite get it so it would stay on the track. I'd always push it too far, and the car would go flying across the room, and usually fall into millions of pieces. Simply Diagnostics, you're correct, Andy. It's about inspiring people to be the best they can be. Absolutely is. And now I was lucky. My godfather Ted, I spent a lot of time as a young teenager in his workshop, his shed, doing up old English motorcycles. And it was fun, and he would take the time to show me how to do things, and we wouldn't carry on until he knew I'd got it, which was the important thing. I used to have a rule when I was teaching that we'd never leave a student behind. Only when the whole group had grasped the concept of what we were covering, would we then move on to the next step. I would never leave a student behind, because if you did that, they would lose interest and they would fall by the wayside and never be able to catch up. And that's not what it's about, to be honest. And we did a lot of collaborative learning in the group as well. We used to switch we used to put them into little subgroups, and we used to mix them around a lot in the practicals. So, the students that really grasped it early on would then help the other students that were still struggling to get their head around it. And that worked really well. It made my job a lot easier. That and the videos that I did on the physical workshop work, like maybe stripping down and alternating. Now, I would make a video at home, and a mechanic video, of how to strip it down, how to test all the parts, and how to reassemble it, and the students would watch that video before we did it in class, and it was brilliant. It made my life so easy, because they could just watch the video again in class and just copy what I was doing, on their alternator, and they could do it step by step rather than be told everything at the start and have to try and remember it all. So it was good. It worked very, very well. I did enjoy doing that, and that's really why the channel started, to be honest. That was the reason. Yeah. Where are we now? Joe Smith and friends. Miss Holly. That's nice, isn't it, Miss Holly? What do you feel you have gained the most working with Andy? Thank you. Good question. This guy does interviews, so he knows how to ask questions. So out of all the stuff that we've done together, and we've done a lot of stuff together over the years, and I'm not just talking about the pubs and the drinks. We've done a lot of things over the years. What, if you had to give one main thing that you really have benefited from?
A good friendship, absolutely.
Oh, good job. That's so nice to hear. It really is. Yeah, no, that's really cool. And likewise, you are a really good close friend, and I'll always be here for you. You know that, and they all know that too as well. Very, very different to the other Tool Girls.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more history, and it's important to me that I have you as a friend forever. To be honest. Yeah. Bit of a tear coming on there. Okay, genuine as well, to be honest. Now then, John, I worked for Mercedes and now drive an AMG Black. They're nice cars. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz in Barcelona, believe it or not, when I finished my college course, and I got a placement on what they called a Petra scheme in Europe, and I was placed in a Mercedes factory in Barcelona. And I learned how to assemble the 5-cylinder diesel engines at the time, from start to finish. And I was there for about 3 months. And on the last day, the guy that was teaching us in the engine department, he came in early, and he got all the components to build an engine, everything put on a pallet for us. Now, normally we would just do one part of the assembly, whether we were putting, valves in or doing valve clearance or putting the crankshaft in or whatever. But all the bits were on this pallet. And I had one, and a good friend of mine, James, who was also doing the same placement, he had a pallet. So now we had a competition who could build their engine first, and get it finished that day. And the completion, the guy would only sign it off when we'd fitted the engine to a test rig. This is in the afternoon, so we had to build that engine in like 5 hours, get it put in the test rig, and then we had to run it at full throttle for an hour. And they monitored all the, the oil pressure and all the vibrations from the engine. It was all measured by sensors and stuff. And only then did we get signed off to say we'd done it. And we both passed, which was fantastic. And the reward was we were allowed to choose the engine number for that engine. And I used my name. Andy Young was the engine number for that engine. How cool is that?
That's cool.
I was so happy. I wanted to set the engine home and show my parents that I built it and it had been tested and it was all good. And it had my name as the engine number. But whether it's still out there or not, I mean, this is 20 odd years ago or more. But there was a truck driving around with that engine number. And the same with James. He put his name on it as well. And the guy's like, no, put numbers on. I said, no, we're going to put our names on them. It was most fun. It really was. Oh, by the way, they do like... We've been... I tried to get them to guess who was in the workshop. They do like your boots. What do you reckon?
Very cool.
You like those, don't you?
Very tall.
They are crazy tall. You know what I like about them as well is when they're being used in the workshop, you get this kind of sort of scuffing going on and stuff. You don't normally see that, do you?
No.
So as there's Jade's red boots and they are scuffed to hell, and it's just different. It's weird. It really is. Yeah, I'll put them back over here for you. Cheers. But they're quite comfy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good. Not that I've tried them myself because they won't fit, but Anyway, moving on swiftly because we've already visited the boots thing and they've been saying all sorts of stuff about Andy Mechanic and boots. Joe Smith and friends, Miss Holly, you have a very pretty voice and a nice accent. Oh, it's just jumped off the screen. Sorry, Joe. We need to get a longer. Where's he gone?
It's funny hearing that I have an accent because I live in New Zealand. I've always lived in New Zealand. Everybody sounds the same to me.
Yeah, but you pronunciate really well. You're very clear when you talk. You don't speak super fast. People can understand what you're saying, and it's nice and it's very crisp and clear. It is a nice voice. Joe goes on to say, "I'm in Iowa, USA, farm boy. Everyone has accents to us. You could be a voice actor too." Yeah, you see, you probably could be. You could do that. I've done a few voiceovers on video. I actually did one for Repco.
Really?
Yeah. Repco asked me to do one. It was in collaboration with Unitech, and I wanted to do a cooling systems video. Mm-hmm. And it's actually on the channel. It's one of the very first videos I put up.
Cool.
And it's just Andy's voice. And I did the video. It was all like slides and stuff. There wasn't actually any video in there. It's just a slideshow. And it was used on a Repco night we did at Unitech on the North Shore campus one night. Oh. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed doing that, but it took quite a few takes to not mess up on the words because it was all I had to script. I wrote all the script but I had to read what I'd written, and it was sometimes you mess up, don't you? Yeah. What time are we on now? We're at just over 2 hours, people. So we're not getting far off having to sign off because we do have a lot of work to get done today, and I don't want to finish too late because I've got a lot of driving to do tonight. Duke of the Dales, is there any place you want to travel in the world, Holly? Where would you like to go? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you like to go?
I'm not a big travel bug, but I do quite like the idea of going to somewhere like Japan.
Is that because of all the Japanese cars?
Yes.
It is, isn't it? I thought so. Yeah, there's some really cool cars in Japan. Yeah. There really is. And motorcycles as well. There's a lot of stuff. The Japanese domestic market, they tend to make some pretty good variations to the cars that we get to see over here and in England. Yeah. England's terrible. We don't get to see much at all over there. New Zealand's not so bad. People do bring stuff in. But there are some cars that they bring in. I think one of the Evos, it was the Evo 7 maybe, the Japanese domestic market one, somebody brought one in and they could not get it certified. It didn't comply. So the car never went on the road. It's sad, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe they just kitted it out as a rally car or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, you've got to be very careful before you ship vehicles in to make sure that they're going to pass cert. Otherwise, you're not going to drive it anywhere. But no, I would like to go to Japan. My dad went to Japan years ago when we were a Nissan dealer, and he got to go on the bullet train,
yes,
which was quite new back then. And what a phenomenal piece of kit. You know, it's just awe-inspiring. I mean, sure, there's lots of trains around the world now that do a similar kind of speed,
Yeah.
but that was the first, and it was way ahead of its time. And yes, I would love to ride the bullet train.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
think it's meant to do about 300 k's.
Is that right? 100, that's what, 180 mile an hour in a
Yeah.
train. Jeez, and it banks all the corners and everything, doesn't it? It's very cool. Very, very cool. One day, if I win the lottery, and I'll have to do the lottery to win it, but if I win the lottery, I'll take you to Japan and we'll go and do the bullet train. That would be nice. That would be very cool. It'd be a proper field trip, that wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. We'll get to go to some of the factories as well, have a look around. But we'll do it once we're totally famous, and then they're going to let us in, aren't they? Because at the moment, they just say, Andy who? No, we're not interested. Okay, we're going to crack on. So, Alan Cook, one guy came into the garage with his smart car and asked me how to change spark plugs. Oh, what a numpty. Drew Dassley, I just changed the blinker fluid, very good, on a BMW and Audi. Not that they will ever use them.
That's right.
You've heard about blinker fluid, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic one, was that? So funny. Bill, hi Andy, good morning, Bill. You're almost near the end, Bill, sorry. Joe Smith, again, Miss Holly, would you be interested? Oh, hang on, we've got a little cursor in the way. Just bear with me. Hang on. Oh, it's all turning to pot. Would you be interested in being a guest on Joe Smith's live late show titled After Dark with Joe Smith? It's 10 p.m. Friday USA time, Central Time, so Saturday morning for you. Thank you. I don't know, would you? It's like a talk show. I don't think there's any video. It's just audio, and he interviews you. He's been asking me for ages, and I keep putting him off because I'm too busy. But hey, you know, maybe one day, possibly.
Yeah, maybe one day. I've got my hands full at the moment. But...
Yeah, we both, Holly and I, live very, very busy lives. And just for clarification, we live very busy separate lives. We don't live together, obviously, because I've got Mrs. Mechanic. Holly lives up in Auckland, and I live down in Taupo now, well, near Taupo. But yeah, busy. It's busy as busy can be, to be honest. It's the only way to succeed these days. You've got to work your ass off. And cost of living in New Zealand is pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm very fortunate that I'm living in a house that I own. I have a mortgage on it. Whereas until I moved here, I was paying rent just like you. And I was paying $850 a week in rent, which is just, it was killing me. I was just working to line somebody else's pocket. Whereas at least now my cost of living is dramatically reduced, and I can spend some of the spare cash, what little there is, you know, on doing things that I like to do. So, but it's taken, you know, I'm 48 years old. It's taken 48 years to get to that point. And I've been paying rent, or I was paying rent from when I was at college. So I would have been probably 19 when I went to college until a year ago. So from 19 to 47, every single week I had rent going out. Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I mean, you if I was to sit down and try and work out how much money that was, it would be millions of dollars. Seriously, it's just no wonder people struggle to get on the bandwagon and buy a house.
Yeah.
You know, when that's the case. I think the trick is to live with your parents until you've got enough money saved up to buy, and just don't rent. Don't get into the. I put renting in the same category as having a credit card and not paying it off.
Yeah.
You know, you're just paying somebody else for a privilege, and it's not good. Car Guy 72. I have a massive collection of genuine Ford manuals, and I even have some genuine parts catalogues. They are worth their weight in gold. I bet they are. I actually still have, and I managed to come across them through a dealer that closed down, a big stack of Subaru parts manuals, which I put them on Trade Me and nobody was interested. So they just sat up in the loft, all taped up, and maybe one day they'll be worth a lot of money.
Maybe.
I don't know, but you know, I'm not going to throw them away. That's for sure. They make a good doorstop. Rob went for a ride on Thursday here in the UK, and the breeze coming home on the motorway was actually quite warm. It's a rare day when the breeze is not cold here. Yeah, well, it's well, I'm saying that it's June. It should be reasonably warm in the UK at the moment. Simon, when you talk about engine tests, my father-in-law worked at Cummins in Bishop Auckland. He told me that the engine test room had pistons embedded in the ceiling. Holy crap, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Giving the engine full beans and the head comes off, you know. I've seen that on a truck engine on a video. and it's scary as shit. Just seeing the whole engine split open with the head bolts fail. It's pretty cool. Drew Dastley, but tiny and automatic wing mirrors lurking is normal in Japan. Yeah, they have the extra little wing mirror right at the front, don't they? The Japanese import ones. You've seen those, like on the 4-wheel drivers. They have the two normal mirrors,
yes,
and then a little tiny one down there. It's
Yeah.
weird. Why you need that, I have no idea. Duke of the Dales. Do you remember the bullet train in York Railway Museum? I don't. I have been to York Railway Museum a couple of times when I was a kid, but I must have missed it. I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. Bloody good that they brought one across if they did. Bill, that's okay. Just finished exhaust HHR and a view. Don't get that. Sorry, Bill. Mew. Hi Andy, Holly. I've got a timing chain to do on my Honda Civic. Really not looking forward to the crank pulley. Wish me luck. Yeah, good luck, those Hondas. And I think, does that particular engine rotate backwards like some of the Honda engines? If it does, then just be real careful on the thread. It might be a left or a right hand thread on the crank pulley nut. So you might end up tightening it rather than loosening it. So check the manual. Alan Cook, and I showed him how to take back bumper off and 3 spark plugs. Jim K, have a great week. Thank you, Jim, and appreciate that super chat earlier on as well. Really appreciate that. Matthew McCurdy, what's your view of a remapped car? Well, a lot of people do remap the cars, don't they, to try and get more power. And the crazy thing is that the remapping, the people that do remapping will often advertise it as more power, better fuel economy, better responsiveness, blah, blah, blah. Basic physics. How on earth would you get more power and better fuel economy? You've got to put the fuel in to get the performance. You're bound to use more petrol if you want to go faster and get more torque and speed out of your car. Remapping, certainly don't do it during warranty, because if it was me signing your warranty, you're not going to get it, that's for sure. People play around with them, don't they? People like to play. And saying that, there's quite a few of the dirt bikes now where you get a phone for your app and you can reprogram, you can do your own maps, and it changes the characteristics of the power delivery from the engine. So if you're on a real wet, slippy surface like a clay track, then you can reduce the power output of the bike so you don't spin up quite so much and you maintain traction. And if you've got a nice dry, smooth track, you can crank it right up. And I think that kind of stuff's fine, no problem at all. I think it makes the bike far more adaptable to various terrain and makes the bike more competitive. But for cars on the road, a domestic car, I wouldn't bother, to be honest. I think it's just, you keep it reliable, don't mess with it, just keep it standard and it'll last for years. Okay, cracking on, there's so many comments. We're going to go for another 3 minutes, so be quick, guys. I'll do my best. Andy, how long have you lived in New Zealand? I've lived in New Zealand for 11.5 years. Duke of the Dales, thanks for visiting. Holly, have a great week, both of you. See you next week. You'll see me next week, Duke of the Dales, but Holly unfortunately won't be here. You'll be busy doing something, not out playing games, I bet, on a Sunday. Joe Smith, Holly, Miss Holly, would you encourage little girls and young women to learn how to work on cars? And if so, how would you go about it? Man, these are big questions, aren't they? Would you encourage people to get into the automotive industry to become mechanics?
Absolutely. Understanding how your car works helps make sure that you actually keep it up to standard as well, because if you don't know what's wrong with your car and it's making noises or something's going wrong in it and you're just putting it off, if you don't know what's causing that problem, you can end up having some much bigger problems.
Yeah, it can evolve into a much more expensive fix, can't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I think also, there's that history or stigma, should I say, of, when a woman brings a car to a garage to get fixed, they tend to spin her a tail. They'll charge her a lot more than it. They'll see it as an easy way to make some money without the woman knowing anything about a car. Blinker fluid, for example, is a classic case there. It's a bit of fun, but they tend to overcharge. I mean, I'm not saying all workshops do, but I'm sure there's some unscrupulous workshops that do that kind of thing. And if you've got some basics around how a car works, and how to maintain it, then you're going to have some knowledge to
Yeah.
question what they're saying, you know, because they might be trying to run rings around you, and that's not fair. I don't think, you know, they wouldn't do it to a bloke, so why do it to a woman?
Yeah.
Very,
It's
very sexist.
much better to have first-hand knowledge than trying to ask somebody you know questions and then trying to relay it.
Yeah.
That can be quite
Yeah.
difficult.
But that's looking at your own car. How do you feel about a woman going in to be a full-time mechanic working in a workshop? What's it like? What was it like for you being in a workshop full of guys?
For me, there was no real stigma towards it or anything.
Yeah.
Of course, you get the old comment and joking around or anything,
course you
but I never got targeted for any misogynistic crap or anything like
That's a
that.
hell of a long word for a Sunday morning. Jeez. Good. Well, that's good to know. I mean, you know, you don't want your fellow workmates to be picking on you all the time.
No.
Yeah, that wouldn't be nice.
No, there are some people who would do that, but I had a really good workshop.
Cool. That's good to know. And it's, you know, it's all about encouraging people in the workplace. And you were just starting off doing it. So,
Yeah.
you know, and it is interesting. And if they take the time to teach you stuff, then it helps as well. Oh my word. Simply Diagnostics. Hey Andy, tip for you: if you're looking for a laptop capable of editing and video rendering, buy a good spec gaming laptop. There you go. This is your world. They have more than enough processing power. Tool Girl Holly is on the case, and being an avid, experienced gamer, and you've got a friend that's well into PC stuff as well and PC specs, you're going to come back to me with some ideas of what I should get. Yeah. So that'd be cool. It saves me a job. And to be honest, I have no idea what I'm looking for. You know, I'd be going, oh, that looks a nice laptop. I'll have that. You know, and then not even bother looking at the specs. I'm terrible. Car Guy 72, take it easy, Andy. Thanks, Car Guy 72. These messages are flying by now. That was an interesting one that's just gone to the top. I think it was about the flashing. Where did it go? Oh, we've got dead air. It's not good. Sorry, I can't find your comment now. It just flicked off the top. I think it was about the reflashing of ECUs or remapping of ECUs. And it does. Yes, you may get more power. You may get more performance. You may, if you choose a different map, you may get more fuel economy. But you're playing around with, you know, what the manufacturer has done and spent thousands of hours testing. The map that the car was out with is usually the best map for the car to satisfy all parameters as best possible, you know, to maintain reliability, you know, under all circumstances. If you start playing around with the map, you might suddenly drive up a mountain and the car just starts to act up like a piece of shit. It just doesn't drive very well because you've been, you know, you've leaned it all off and it just won't cope. Okay, we're going to be really quick now because we've got to sign off. Joe Smith and friends, thank you here at Andy and Miss Holly. Patrick W, hello from Alberta, Canada. Miss Holly, you have an awesome smile. She does have a nice smile. I keep telling her that. Andy, when are you doing more Yamaha quad videos on Grizzly? I can't do any videos at the moment on Yamaha products because I work for the manufacturer and there'll be a conflict of interest. So sorry, what's on the channel stays on the channel, but no new videos can go on the channel on that particular brand for now. Matawix, mechanics rip men off too. Well, I suppose they do, to be fair. Yeah, but it seems to be more the women than the men. Yes, in my opinion. That's just my opinion for what it's worth. John, I've been a mechanic for 40 years. Man, I'm 48. I haven't been a mechanic that long. That's a long time, John. Joe Smith. Joe Smith has the highest respect for you, Miss Holly. There you go. Simply Diagnostics. There should be no barriers to women entering our industry now. They're more able to think outside the box and health and safety. No heavy lifting issues now. Absolutely. I have no problems at all with women going into the industry. I think they're very attentive and they do a great job, to be honest. You know, I can't diss the blokes because blokes are good, but I don't see any difference there between the two sexes. I think that it's just as good. Bill, good day, Andy and Holly. 7 p.m. here. Time for a bourbon. Don't get me started, Bill. It's too early hit this end. Richie, 4540. The manufacturers also have to meet emission standards and not just raw power numbers. Exactly. Emissions is a massive controlling factor now on vehicles being released in various markets. Off-road fan. Hi, Holly. I noticed that you changed your hair color a lot. The current red is my favourite colour. But what is your natural colour, if you don't mind the question? Ooh, that could be a bit touchy. Do you want to answer that one or not?
Yeah. Yeah, so I am naturally a redhead, but this is still dyed over to make it a brighter, vibrant red. My natural red colour has sort of got a little bit more of a brown tinge to it, but it does end up in the sun very bright red.
You tend to find redheads' hair does tend to fade
Yeah.
as you get older as well. So, you know, I think it looks great. Good job, Holly. Excellent. Bushmaster, hi Holly. Your eyes appear to be a lovely shade of green on my monitor. Are they, or are they blue?
A little bit of both, but mostly green, I think.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of green in there. Yeah, you can play around with your colours on your monitor, and you can have any colour you like, probably. Rob, Lamb Chop Rides has just released a video on flashing ECU through the diagnostics port. Yep, there's plenty of programs out there that you can buy that will give you access to reflash ECUs nowadays. Lee Newton, hey Andy, good to see your streaming. Hope you and Holly are doing well. We're doing great, to be honest. We're both pretty tired because we were filming till midnight last night, and but today we've got a lot to get done. So we're going to sign off very shortly. Keep saying that. We are going to sign off very shortly. Joe Smith, 68 likes. Thank you, heroes. Look at that. It's fun. That's definitely a record. Simply Diagnostics. Andy, Holly, thanks for a great live stream. A great way to chill on a Saturday night. Appreciate that, mate. I really do. Really appreciate it. And to be honest, I appreciate all the comments that have come through. There's been so many, and I know I've definitely missed one or two. They keep flicking off the screen. I try and go back, but it's getting to the point now where I can't cover all the comments. I am sorry. It's great in some respects that we've got so many comments coming through, and I do thank you all for your comments, but I just can't respond to all of them. There's just not enough time. And the entire content of this live stream, which has gone on for 2 hours and 21 minutes, has been entirely based on your comments that have come through. All I did, where's it gone? Oh, there we are. All I did was show that we've got a parcel from Simon Roll in the UK with no idea what's in there. So we're going to open that on a mail call video, which we'll be doing next. And of course, on the thumbnail was Tool Girl Holly's boots, which no doubt increased the viewing no end on the video. Saying, you know, the question was, whose boots are they? Which Tool Girl is in the shop today? And you had to guess. And a few of them guessed right. They did. Good job. Okay, crew, very quickly, a few last thanks. Ken Pickerel, thanks Andy and Holly. Todd Hector, have a great day from Elbow. Oh, God, can you say that? Saskatchewan. Is it?
Saskatchewan.
Oh, you see, that's why we have Tool Girl Holly around. I can't pronounce that stuff. Bushmaster, excellent video, folks. Thank you for a great content and enjoy your weekend. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you to the gorgeous Tool Girl Holly for joining us and managing to get out of bed. I really appreciate that. I'll make it up to you, I promise. And it's entirely John's fault for getting Holly out of bed. I wouldn't have given her a call if I hadn't been peer pressured into it by the viewers, obviously. But yes, thank you very much. And very quickly, don't forget, if you haven't yet got your official Andy Mechanic mug, you can go onto that Zazzle website, www.zazzle.co.nz. Just do a search, Andy Mechanic YouTube, that's one word, and it'll take you through to the official Andy Mechanic merch store, where there's a plethora of various merch that you can order. When you get it, take a selfie, email it to me at andymechanic@live.co.uk. That email address is in lots of the videos in the description anyway, as is the Zazzle link. And send the picture through on the email, and you will go into a draw to win a ton of merch and 10 Tools products and some Forge stuff as well. And in the Andy Mechanic merch will be a bespoke Andy Mechanic jacket, a one-off, just like the one that I wear. Well, it won't be one-off, but it'll be the same as the one that I wear, but I won't get it made until I get your size. So it will definitely fit. And they're not cheap, to be honest. So I think the whole prize pack could be anything between a value of $500 to $1,000. I have no idea. It keeps growing as the sponsors or the supporters of the channel keep adding to it. It's becoming bigger and bigger, and the draw will be held in December, so you've got plenty of time to get on there and order your official mug. And Tool Girl Holly's going to do some nice photo shoot later on with this mug as well. I've got to come up with how we're going to achieve that. I have no idea. I'm just a mechanic. Anyway, okay, we better say goodbye. You say goodbye first. Go on.
Goodbye, guys.
See you around, chaps and chapettes. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a great live stream, and well, I'll see you in Queenstown next Sunday. Cheers for now. Over and out.